Good morning, Doomslayers. How are we all today? Are you having a pleasant Friday? As you might know, today is Quad Witching Day. A lot of people I know refuse to call it that, they just call it Triple Witching Day because they don't like George W. Bush and they don't like what him and Bill Clinton did to the futures market. So, F in the chat for all the bastards that have gone before us. What does that mean? Well, it means that the four most important or main financial instruments that involve expiry dates, they all expire at the same time on the same day 4 times a year, and one of those days is today. And what effect does that typically have on price action? Well, it's quite natural, and you would expect there to be a spike in activity, a spike in trading activity. But what people commonly misunderstand is that it doesn't necessarily lead to a spike in volatility because the risk profiles haven't changed, and neither will have the position management of the people running the funds that are most commonly involved in this spike in trading activity. So a volatility in prices can't necessarily be derived from a spike in trading activity. And so quite often, Quad Witching Day is a damp squid. It's like, or squib, whichever you prefer. But it's damp in the most vulgar of senses. 221 spot 79. That's not terrible. Other in this is Nasdaq's opening down. A lot of volume there, but this is a tiny time frame. Have I got these charts locked? Not bad on the old Dixie, yo. But what does that mean? What does that mean for us? Well, the dollar. Is this a flight? is this a capital flight? Is this a flight of fancy? Looks fucking strong to me. This looks like something. SPY. That's a higher high. It's all divergent. Ooh. See, this is all fucking fucked, eh? Silver, feeling it at the end of the month. What did I say about getting the fuck out of this shit before the end of the month? Similarly, you know, the other people have seen them on the internet and they'd be like, ooh, this is where you should put your money when shit goes down. Well, it's going down. Ugh. Look at that, that's a big fuck you, that's what that is. But my friend Rolls Royce, not feeling the pinch at all, up 1%. Love you, mate. Cool. So that's that TA for you for those things, right? Now the two big boys, they come with commentary. This is all fucking messed up. Yeah, leave. No gap. 220 spot 56. So, today, Friday, the 18th of June, Captain's log. And we each have our own fucking log, right? And I'm nobody's fucking captain. Although we do have a captain in chat. Space Captain! Stardate. Who the fuck remembers? Who the fuck can work any of this shit out anyway? I'm quite relaxed, you know, quite calm. I have actually had about 7 cups of coffee. Quite calm. Woke up this morning to fantastic news, which I'll tell you all about in approximately 3 months. And at that, and well, what it gave me pause for thought, and I had a moment of reflection that took a couple of seconds, but was worth days and days and days of deep meditation. And I decided that I would like, if at all possible, for the recent turbulence, which you can expect on any flight, any flight that leaves the atmosphere, you're going to experience degrees of turbulence. And so we passed through one of such clouds yesterday. Now, that cloud still exists. It's shut down my Twitter account. It's had at one point today, every video on my entire channel demonetized. That's no longer the case, but at one point today it was. And well, I expect that patch of turbulence, that cloud, will persist, though it may still have effects on our comfort. It won't affect our trajectory, right? I mean, these things are baked in. We knew what was coming. I certainly anticipated it. I didn't necessarily expect it to come from that angle, but shit happens. And while I'm the captain, I'm in charge of this particular channel, and I'd like us to float above it now. Sure, we can look at it out the window, whatever. It exists. We can't ignore the fact that it exists. But it would be nice in some ways to just float on above it. And yeah, so that's essentially what I'm going to do. And on this channel, that's what we're going to do. So to take a leaf from Rocky Outcrop's book, and his philosophies on Taoism and kindness and forgiveness, and those that he shares with so many of you, I'll take a leaf too from his and your books, and we will use our kindness and forgiveness to propel us on to floaty happy places, and hopefully the price action will give us a little bit of keep us company up there, right? So that's like my ridiculous way of moving on from what was, quite frankly, a distasteful episode where the leader of the largest online community that supports GME decided to attack me for no reason in an orchestrated campaign, call me a cunt, create circular arguments and try to drown me in nonsense. And I'm still suffering the consequences of those public attacks, which will persist. But there's nothing I can do about it. And any defense of me is a waste of my time, and I would say the same to you. Any defense you try to make of me is a complete waste of your time, when you could be spending that time doing something interesting, like reading The Way of the Turtle, right? Fantastic book, it'll help you get good at trading. Or anything by Mark Douglas, that's dead interesting. And these things will empower you to lead a more profitable and healthy, financially healthy life, right? You should do those sort of things. That's a much better place to spend your time and energy. Or you could spend it on one of the many places you can find links to in Rocky's Discord that will help you improve as a trader. That's a better place to spend your energy. Oh, I hear noises come through from donations, which I'll get to reading in a second. Thanks very much for everybody who supports the channel and does all that sort of stuff. Especially the last couple of days, it's really made a difference there. But I'll not dwell on anything negative and only say thank you very much for everything that everybody did for me, and since I've started this channel, it's fantastic. And you don't need to worry, because the overall health of the channel and like likelihood I'll continue is undiminished. And there's been no serious effects. You know, we've got like 100 new subscribers since yesterday. Welcome everybody new to the channel who's just finding us. I've got like strengthened bonds with those people who observed what went on with other leaders in the community. I say other leaders, but people who like at least have some influence. You know, they who saw what's going on, and they were very, very kind, and all the outreach from all those people, like, so nice. And I would mention you specifically, but there's a lot of you, and if I miss somebody out, then I'll feel like an idiot afterwards. So like, thanks for everybody. And the big and small, every one of you's made this, and all the nice messages, so many nice messages. You know, you're such nice people. Anyway, yeah. So, and the donations there. Yesterday and what's happened through so far today, I haven't seen it because I've got the charts open in front of me, which is really good of you. Thanks. And did I do TA on these two yet? I didn't know. What's AMC doing? Well, just to say, that's 15 minutes. Let's see what's done there. Set that. So, thank you for everybody who's donating and things, and I will get around to reading those messages in a second. Thanks. Shout out Eric Crown, thank you very much for these. Bring, 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 bring. Confluence. So, as you can see, we have the 20 period. It's probably fucking 21 because I just turn it, yeah. Not that it makes that much difference, but I like it, right? And there it is, even better. Above us, the area that we need to open and close above on a 4-hour time frame to say that price action is in the medium term bullish is 232 spot 5. Having done that will mean we've broken through the 236. We'll have turned resistance from that Fibonacci level, the 20 period moving average on the 4-hour timeline, and the historical level of resistance will turn into support, from which stage prices will make an attempt at $280. Depending on the strength of price action when it reaches 249 and 265, we will be able to determine, along with looking at its oscillator, there's RSI and a MACD, and certainly with help from Rocky's DMI, we'll be able to analyze the strength of this thrust and how significant price action subsequently might be. But these are all upside targets on what is quad witching day, so you can expect a spike in trading activity, and there may be typical retail behavior if they don't understand that what's going on in price action, and so they might worry, right? And people are afraid of things, so people often act out of fear, and so you just have to anticipate that other people might do things, right? that aren't necessarily in line with your trading strategy or what you would like to happen. So below us we may have areas of support, right? So these upside targets, the reason we identify them, and then subsequently, like even now we were talking there about how we would evaluate it in retrospect in order to extrapolate the trend, or at least our indications of where it might go. We do that for understanding what might come again afterwards, right? That's how we work in this continuum of technical analysis, because we don't actually predict the future. We just say, essentially, if it's sunny today, it's probably sunny tomorrow. And the scientific aspect of that is the technical analysis. Underneath here, we're looking for price action when it's below the area of the price, where the price is at the minute. If you're looking down areas below, you're looking at what you call support, right? Because that will support the prices from going down any lower. And prices above are resistance, right? Because that's areas where price has to break through. So that's how we define support and resistance. How you find them is with areas of of highs and lows, right? So highs and lows would typically be your areas of resistance, and you could identify their significance based on which time frame those traders bought the price to a close at. So for example, the 4-hour and up are to a degree reliable with certain trading strategies. And the number of times at which that area has provided either support or resistance, in combination with some assessment of the volume at the time. As much or as little as you've given in that signal. And no news is good news on that front. So So you're looking for areas below you that might also come in with as areas of support, but those areas of support below um, tend to be clearer than those areas of resistance. This is one of the nuances that make trading difficult to the beginner, that they think that areas of resistance will be as easy to define as areas of support. But if that was the case, trading itself would be very easy. Areas where you can buy tend to draw the eye, and as such tend to be a magnet for prices, whereas areas you could sell at, they are very dependent on the person's psychology who happens to be looking at the chart, which is one of the reasons you'll notice my disdain for being asked questions that depend on people's psychology, especially if it reflects some weakness in it, which I would just say I would instantly cringe at. So but we're all cringe in our own way. So if that's you, no worries, right? Stick around and you'll feel differently in a while. So when you're looking down low, it's like a little bit easier, right? That's what I'm essentially getting at. You're trying to define areas where you might want to buy the thing. It's kind of easier than when prices are in a like non-definable trend. It's sort of easier to see below where you might look to, right? And those areas can sometimes be very far away, which then gets people scared about price action from where it is at the minute, which is entirely unnecessary to have that anxiety. And we'll work through it. And well, I am saying that because I'm conscious I'm going to start quite low and work my way up. So bear with me if you're horrified by the thought of low prices. And think about managing your risk slightly, either if that means taking slightly smaller position or if it means setting slightly longer time horizons on how you'll manage your trades. Both of those two options are a great way to reduce risk. There are only two ways to reduce risk other than doing technical analysis. And it itself is to further those two objectives. Right, so down below, you can see that you're looking for multiple touches, and you can even work backwards from, say, the higher time frames, right? Because we'll start on the daily, and we'll say that traders have brought prices to a close in and around where prices are now for 1, 2, 3, 4 days, right? So some people would be saying, nothing's happened, mate, and totally understand if you're conditioned to this seems like really not very exciting. I understand. I empathize. I sympathize, but I actually the technical analysis is great, because it's not about it's not about where price goes to that is making the technical analysis interesting. It's just about what the price is saying, right? And so if you're listening to the charts, you're listening to the signals it gives you, then it's never completely quiet, right? There's always something going on, and it's up to you to find that interesting or not, right? And if you want to be degenerate about it and think you're not doing anything, that's cool for a laugh. But if you're seriously feeling that way about trading, then you're in it for all the wrong reasons. You should just fucking go take some drugs or something. No, you shouldn't do that, but certainly should not do that. But what you should do is you should watch my video, is trading Bitcoin gambling, and can you get addicted? And I'll tell you right now, the answer is yes, and you're addicted. Right, so and it's not just Bitcoin, it's all sorts of things nowadays. 219 spot 20. So might it be that today is another one of those days where it's like, it's Friday, it's options expiry. What's Max paying? Let's all get hyped up. And also, it's quad witching day. Shit happens, doesn't it? I read about it on the tweeters. Obviously, I didn't, because I can't use tweeters at the minute. But that's maybe what you're thinking, and then the price action basically does, but essentially does fuck all. And at the end of the day, you're like, all right, I see we're in the 2 teens, the 220s. It's like, fantastic. That'll teach me for getting excited. And then next week something happens and you're like, oh my god, again, right? And that sort of stuff, like, ugh. I find that, and Rocky and I will often talk about this, and you'll find us if you're watching our streams during a sustained uptrend, that it's far more fatiguing to manage people's expectations when things are going up in a consistent manner than it is when things are like this, right? Like, this is much more relaxed, and it's also like kind of obvious to me, like, even if there is something, that there's lots of other thing. So yeah, is that technical analysis? No, that was me talking about why I was about to draw in lines lower on the charts, right? So you look in, you'll be like, well, where do people draw support? You know, where is it, right? Well, it's at areas where prices came in a close. We've had that one here where we are at the minute, so we'll draw that on now. Like, why? The prices are there, Jimmy. Yeah, fuck it. Right, so we are where we are, right? If you're not aware of that concept, me putting a line here isn't going to help us long term. You're probably fucked. And we'll start at the bottom. And we can see that after this move up that took us into this formation here, there was this like definite inflection in price action after here, right? We did come down into this area, but since we broke out from this previous resistance here, which we put in like a daily close in around here twice on this rise up, once, or even maybe once on the way down, plus once like a close and an open, plus a wick on the subsequent day up to here again, and then it was this point here where we're left with a gap, went on up to the top of the 618 on this retrace, came back down, and filled that gap, and then since then that has been put. You would say that that's quite strong resistance, and you would look to see, as soon as you drop it on, you can see that the 200 period simple moving average on the daily time frame also comes in around that zone, and you'd put all that together and say, well, if the price ever gets there, that's obviously going to be where somebody would buy it, and it's obviously where lots of people have bought it and sold it many times since we've been up here. Probably that's a good place to buy it, right? Other people would look at this and they look at it from either a very position of anxiety, or they're bears, and they'd be thinking, well, we need to get an open and close below here, right? Like, that's what they need to happen for the whole world to flip on its fucking axis. They'll need that to happen, right? Like that this will come after the health freeze is over, right? They'll have multiple open and closes down here, and at that time we'll come back and talk about things, but that's not going to happen, right? Because everyone in their gran, hi, your gran, how you doing? Hi. Everyone will be buying it here, right? This is a great area of support, right? And people who trade like weekly time frames, they're never going to get down here, right? Because they're looking at this as a very bullish price action. They're looking for areas of support and resistance, and I suppose we could draw this fib on. We already used that one. People use the weekly time frame. Another benefit to using the weekly time frame is that it's really, really easy to identify these highs and lows, right? Where traders brought the prices to a close. I'm a poet and I didn't know it, but I did know it, obviously. Fuck. And then, so you draw in your Fibonacci there, and that gives you extra levels for reasons why you might think, because you're like, on this weekly time frame, and you're sort of quite obviously a bullish trend, right? And you're just that obviously there's an element of debate, right? Because here's a lower high, and then again on weekly close a lower high, right? So, I'm not trying to change the world, right? I am, but this isn't in and of itself going to change the world. But when you look then at the lows, right, they're like quite easy to define them as higher lows, right? This low, right, because of the price action subsequent to this retrace, or this retracement, as a part of this retracement, went past the 236 Fibonacci, and at that point you could define that as the prices action had turned around, and then you were able to put that there place down as a low, right? And then you were able to look, you'd already done that in the past, and you had this one in as your previous low, right? Because price action, etc. And then you would say, well, this one's higher, right? So that's a higher low, right? And a series of higher lows is half of what you need to be in an uptrend. The other half of what you need is higher highs. Right, so on the weekly time frame, right, it's slightly easier to identify where those areas are, defined simply by price action alone, i.e. where traders bought prices to a close on Fridays, and where they then subsequently opened on Mondays. Not that that's usually the part, it's usually where they close on the Friday. And so that area that makes it easier, right? Like, fuck. I'm trying to keep this simple. And then yeah, so there you've got your areas of work, and price action is king. That's what I was going to say. Yeah, so like it's dead easy on the weekly time frame. You don't need all these EMAs. You don't need the Fibonacci's. You should have your RSI on at least, right, or at least your DMI, right, or all three of these preferably, and others. But and all of this fucking shit, right? You should have all of this shit anyway. It's dead easy if you've not got any of this shit on to just see, like, here's these areas, right? Hello? Alt H. Give me my am I dropping lots of lines that are only showing up somewhere else? No. What then? Oh, I turned the drawings off, of course. I knew that was going down. Oh, there's one. Oops. What did we say here? That was the one we drew on the, what was it we drew that one on? Did we, or is that just where I drew it there now? Well, I don't suppose it makes much difference in the end, does it? This area that we dropped to this resistance on, was a 200 there though? What was right? I'd have to turn one to see where it was. It was on the. Oh, that was the 200 was up at the 91 area, right? Okay, so we've got that one on, and this one on the weekly is obviously where prices came to a low here, and then that same weekly close is the same as the daily close here, so that's also confluent. Yeah, sure, there's like areas in between, but there's your weekly low, and this is a weekly and daily slightly there, like slightly higher, halfway between us and there. And then you've got all this obvious formation we're in at the minute, which you would say like ugh, like ugh. It's hard to find this demand line here on the weekly. Nothing reliable about drawing a stupid line on the charts there. But you can see it's clear that prices came into a close like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5, 6 times at $150, right? That's like quite a number. That's quite significant. So, and that's the weekly time frame. So then you've got like your weekly supports and resistance right now. If you were to support underneath there, and if you were going to look at this formation and say, well, we've broken out of this part of it, we're never going to return to that, then you might say like, well, at the place where we ultimately broke out, where is that, right? Well, you'd have to have broken above here, which is also where this candle stopped. The next one opened above, and we had that gap, which we filled a while ago. But it's in and around the top of that level there, and that it's on the weekly time frame. And today is the end of the week, so let's just pop that in and say like anywhere around there, right, which is like 218, 200, where we are at the minute, 200, it's just below there. Move it up, it's also on the 236 from that fib. Is this a log chart? Yes, thank goodness. Right, so you can see that it's not without the realms of possibility that price action might do something, but then at the end of the day we'll have been proved to have done fuck all, and then we'll have had 7 days where price action closed in around this price, or whatever that was, 6 in total in that wee bit. And then you've got your weekly lines, right? And then you're like, well, cool, what's about these daily ones then? Because I kind of like this baby ass process. You don't need your oscillators on, so I'll do this, and it's slightly bigger in the charts. And then we'll go down, we'll say yeah, in the days like, well, there were weeks I was talking about daily closes, there were weekly closes, 6 of them. it would be. The daily closes here. It's like it's easier to then start drawing in these lines, which before were like not accurate enough to be anything, right? Now, there's only 2 touches on that really. There's this area here, you could count that as like 0.5, and then there's 2.5 maybe. Right, whatever the fuck. It's a daily time frame. Just as it comes through anything that's important at those levels, right? Because I don't really like diagonal lines in terms of measuring price action for taking any trading decisions. And so, like, although it then does help you work things out in other factors, like using it as any decision making thing on and of itself is plain stupid. Doesn't mean anything. You're just like really getting carried away at that point. Technical analysis is using crayons, but we also like Herlock Shloms at the end of the day, right? So you got your line there, and what else is it confluent with? Well, it's got the 100 period. Which ones are these set up to? Blue and me orange. Me blue and me orange. Yeah, the 100, right? It's got your 100 simple and your 100 exponential. Both of them are coming in at around, which would be confluent with this demand line, right? Said in those sort of, in that tone. And it's also in and around where you'll find the weekly support and this, what fib level was that? Yeah, the 236 on the whole move, right? So going beyond here would also open and closing beyond here, which is like never managed to sustain anything down there and do that with, right? It has twice, once with this abandoned baby and this other abandoned baby, right? There's that one not so much, right? That's a bullish engulfing, and it's part of a tweezer bottom, part of this inverted head and shoulders. So that's slightly different, but that's also a bullish candlestick pattern. And then in here, this is abandoned baby, right? That's super bullish, and that's on the daily time frame, right? So this sort of thing, like, it's easy to make that. Right? It's easy to day trade on other assets. Don't do it on here if you know technical analysis. So this is all helpful, right? It's life skill. 216.00. That's 216.00. Alright, so here's another area, right? This is an area where people will be buying it, and also, like, if you follow Rocky along, you'll know that resistances aren't like hard numbers; they're usually zones, as with support, and in this case, support. So you're looking between like that 150 and up to 172. There's going to be so many people who'd like to buy it there, should the prices ever get there. Also, as you can see on the daily time frame, we've put in these higher highs. So like, you're really looking like the question about whether or not you're in an uptrend, which before had like lower highs and higher lows, and you were like, consternation, I can't get to the simple answer. Now you go to the daily time frame here, and you can see like, well, it's actually higher than here. So within the context of this move, which, when I say the context, I mean ever since the price of GME returned above $69, right? That this price action is definitively different from anything over here, right? I was looking at that. Whoops. Yeah, so on that Fibonacci I just drew, you can also see that there's a 618 in here at $197, $198. So on a daily time frame, that's probably significant. It's also the top of this area. Should we like drop down some more? And you can also see it should be the 55. Yeah, 55 period exponential moving average on the daily time frame also comes in at around that 192 to 202 zone. So in and around there, you've got another area of support. Now, this type of price action, as it is described multiple times now, is inherently bullish. It's defeated the whole bearish thesis. Like, people, very traders I respect a lot, often don't do this, right? They don't understand event psychology, so they don't do this separation in price action that I do, right? Right, old GameStop, new GameStop, right? Different fucking company, future the future, right? Different fucking things, right? Different fucking things. Now, you can move this line anywhere you want. It makes you feel comfortable where the event ended, right? But I can tell you on the charts, it fucking ended there, right? That was bing bong, right? It was also here. It was also here, right? These and you know, right? Anyway, not blowing smoke out my own arse. After this, price action changed, right? So, in the context of this, you're thinking, right, this is very bullish, and in that context, And when somebody comes at you and they're like, "Ooh, looks like Wyckoff distribution to me," just send them to me, right? I'll tell them what's up, right? Because they're wrong, and you don't have to have that stupid conversation, right? So this is higher. We're making higher highs. This is a new company. Go fuck yourselves, bears, right? So where are people going to want to buy it, right? They're going to want to buy the shit out of it here. The chances of it getting to here, right? Right. We'll leave that one on. Why is that green? Right. So there's, you've got some support and resistance, right? We take it down to the daily time frame, and like, I'm obviously quite bullish on this. So go down to the 4-hour time frame and do the same thing. I swear to God, I'm going to get to these super chat messages, or whatever it is that's coming through. And thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Is my house still crooked? See this? You know how the houses? Have you been to Amsterdam? Right? They've got these houses. Amsterdam's an amazing city, and the history of Amsterdam is also amazing. And the characters that grew that city into what it was are unbelievable stories. It's so many cultural icons, cultural people who had an effect on culture in a time when that was so very difficult to do. Complete geniuses of their age. So many of them happen to be in Amsterdam. Reminds me of Edinburgh in loads of different ways. And one of the things that I like about it is the houses, and the ones that are built in the canals and around the centre of town. A lot of them, the foundations were wooden or to a degree unstable, or the ground underneath was, and so they sink and move and change. And that, and houses all like are now supported and bracketed and stuff like that, and some of them look like they're all falling over, and they also look like gingerbread houses that have been like slightly overbaked or underbaked. Take your choice. But they weren't perfectly baked, that's for sure. I can vouch for that. And they anyway, that's what it looks like is going on behind me, because of fucking. So thanks very much for the donations. I shall fix this setup very soon, and so I really appreciate it. What am I talking about? Right, so price action. So I was going down here and I was like, well, let's go down to the 4-hour, right? Because the 4-hour is like not like, oh, if you're bullish, you're like, you can trade better on the 4-hour because you're bullish. Fuck, let's go, guys. No, that's not the way it works, right? This isn't like taking drugs. This is just like reading a book, right? And I understand, right, when you get to the exciting part of the book, you're like, fuck, whoa, read, and that, and it's like, sure, you're the one that's speeding up there. The book itself isn't going any faster, right? So like, you know, just take your time, do the technical analysis, right? So we'll go down to the 4-hour and we'll look at this again. We'll see, well, if it is on the 4-hour, perhaps we'll be able to anticipate moves. Or see them play out quicker at this level, right? Perhaps we'll see them the confirmation of what we're looking for in this in some bullish thesis to prove true. Perhaps we'll see confirmation of it sooner on the 4-hour, and because there are only 2 sets of those in any one day, it's appropriate to look at it here and talk about it. And at Tradespotting we do daily streams, so like well, it might be some people find trading even down at the 4-hour to be completely crazy, and like I'm speaking about the life I used to live, right? It's also true that like these are significant enough for the medium at which we find ourselves in at the moment, right? So where are these prices when you're looking at the 4-hour and what people might do? We've obviously got this 100 period moving average, and you've got this other 100 period moving average, and you've got this 200 period moving average. This one we've already identified, this one we've already identified, and it's in this zone that we said was from 192 to 202, and there it is exactly, right? That's where they are at the minute. So like, this is a really good zone for people to be thinking that we're buying it, and if you saw something happen there on a 4-hour, you could probably identify that the trend was maybe changed, especially if at that stage, right, now that we're down and we're doing this sort of dirty business, let's say the prices did come into somewhere in around this level, and that was your new high or low, you would then need prices just to be retracing back up above 2222 again, right? And 2222, you'll have remembered, was like an important area from here. It was an important area for resistance. We were talking about it probably sit there for that all this period of time, and then we said or support, and we were below it, we said it'll probably act as resistance, and it was important to get up in there and finish above it, and that's what we've been doing day after day essentially along this line. And so that would again become relevant, right? And it would be relevant for more reasons than one, right? Other than the fact that it's that 236, it's also currently where we're finding resistance on this move, which this move itself, that's not any Fibonacci level there. At the minute, we're just looking for a bullish move from here. When we were talking about the upside targets earlier, so go back in the video if you're just arriving and want to hear the thesis from like how you go with a bullish one, right? Here I'm talking about how you get in with the price action should it go down the way, right? And that's like taking things in order. So bear that in mind if you're just arriving and wondering what price to buy today. This is the sort of better technical. If you're looking for like where prices might go today or over the next while, that's like slightly earlier, but we'll finish up on that with a wee synopsis at the end. So down here, like if I ever get there, I'm taking this so piecemeal right at the minute that it's probably going to be tomorrow by the time I finish today's technical analysis. So down here, underneath you have that 192 to 202 level, right? So we can put in a tongue at the top because, like I said, I'm quite bullish and it's where the zone starts. And I hate drawing boxes, right? I do hate drawing it, but then I also hate having too many lines. So I'm going to delete certain things after I've done this, right? One of which is this fucking line here. Whoa, I nearly went right off. Pardon me for a second. Are we still here? Yes. Oh, I haven't looked at the actual Streamlabs thing in frickin' ages, so I haven't seen my face and all that's all working. I'm not in the middle anymore. Where do I go to be in the middle? Jeez, can I just move this actually? I can't be fucking moving myself. Dealy 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 dee. Bing. Bong. Right. I see messages there, but I'm not going to do that until I finish this technical analysis section. So those people who don't have time to watch the whole video, and if it isn't that we get chapters made, because I can't always guarantee I'll be doing it, especially not today when I'm scheduled to do like 3 or 4 different live streams all over the fucking place. I don't know how it's all going to work out or what time people are doing things, because my Twitter's been shut down, so I can't coordinate with people. So I was supposed to be doing a live stream with Jackson Hunter and Masked Investor and a couple other people. It would have been fun. Hoping to do one with Cosmic Lightning Warrior, which would be a drinking stream with Rocky and I and Cosmic. And also got to do this, obviously, which I'm in at the minute. Welcome to reality, Jimmy. Excuse me. And also, obviously, like my first priority after myself is Rocky. I'll be moderating his stream if he's doing close, so which he usually does. So hurry up, Jimmy, is what I'm saying. Anyway, yeah, people will be watching this afterwards, and if people don't have time to make chapters, and I don't have time to make chapters, then it may well be that people will click on this and be like, oh, where's the information? And I'd rather it was at the start, so if they did have to watch it, bits of it, they'd know what got done. And I'll say when I've finished, so that if they don't want to watch anymore, they don't have to, should they get to there. So, right, we're talking about places you might buy it. This was, why were we drawing this fib in here? It's not the 0 level of that fib. This is the 0 level of that fib. And above us is the 2, and that was why we were doing all those things. Yeah, sorry. So if you watch me draw that in there, and put it there. Yeah, I don't know why was I doing that? I can't remember. Anyway, just stupid. Was I doing something else? What the fuck was that there for? Oh, I'd put it down here, and then I just moved it back like an idiot, right? So this is accurate, right? Don't know if was I trying to do accurate. I can't remember. Anyway, so yeah. 233. That was the same thing that it was before, right? Yeah. Shut up, Jimmy. So below us, obviously, we've got this level of here. It's even like, would prices even drop down to here, like at the 202 and catch these things? They might do on a wick, but then like the body close as low as that, and then that would be a lower low on the body close. We can just leave that Fibonacci in there and use that. We don't need to draw another fucking line on the chart. And we'll say, or no, we will, and we'll then get rid of this fucking Fibonacci because we've got all these levels scoped out anyway, so we don't need it anymore. That's the end of you, buddy. Bye. Right. So and we also don't need these EMAs anymore because they're also covered in with like what we've done. So we've got all of that covered, and you can see like it was a combination of using all of those on-chart indicators and going across all those different time frames and using body closes on candles and defining where higher lows and lower highs might come in. We were able to create a bigger picture of what might be happening, one that's separate from our psychology and what we might like to happen to a degree. We all operate under a degree of inherent bias, right? We are all born with an original sin. And however we like to interpret that situation, like, right, I'm speaking metaphorically, so like take that how you like it, or don't. And then yeah, so we've deleted all those things and we've got all these levels. And what does that allow us to do, right? Well, it allows us to do a number of things. It allows us to define where we might like to buy this thing, right? Everywhere is my answer. We might like to define, it might help us define if our, for extrapolating our thesis with regards to price action and targets. Whoop. Please stop messaging me. My phone's going to fall over. What was I saying? It does three things. It helps us define where we would like to buy it. It helps us test the reliability of our strategy, and it allows us to separate our psychology from price action. So you're not worried, right? And you don't end up making stupid trading mistakes. And one of the first ways that you'll know that you're getting somewhere on that is that you'll not be bothered about price action, right? So when people out there in the greater market tell you you're a stupid ape and you say ooh ooh what you're really saying is go fuck yourself. I'm actually more sophisticated than you understand, which is that I buy and I hold and I don't sell at a loss because I'm not susceptible to market manipulation. Now prices are, and we're hoping that people will come in and defend that arena as they should, right? Those people who are stewards of this should fix it as it's clearly being abused. But with regards to our own psychology, you know, we have a defense, and that is to like, we'll be emotional, right? We can't turn our emotions off. Certainly, if you're me, you can't. And we'll be stoic about it, right? We'll face this price action. We'll be calm in the face of it, right? And you may rage against your enemies, and I'm with you on that, so very much. But if you're calm in front of price action, it will stand you a large benefit over time, right? And one of the ways you do that is by doing all this, right? Because then you can separate yourself from your own biases and like your own anxieties and your own fear and your own greed. And then like if you're like me, you'll also want to put time horizons on these things, and that's like from a technical perspective, not from a hocus pocus, right? So in below here, you're looking at these areas where you'd like to buy it, right? And that's like simple technical analysis. You could do that if you were able to understand what I just did there, right? You could do all that in the first 15 minutes of every day, and you could go set your alerts, right? You could then click on these things. You don't even have to put in buy orders, right? You can right click on it, and you can say add alert on this horizontal line, and you can like determine like how many times you want it to hit it. Like you could change it to like when what volume does a certain thing or whatever. You could see when it's crossing it or when it's like moves up from it a certain amount. You can do all sorts of different things with these alerts, and you could leave them open-ended if you've got like the right subscription to TradingView. I've got a link to a free trial in my description down there. I have had it for ages, and I think a few people have clicked on it and signed up to it, right? And you'll be able to get TradingView for free, and get a free trial of it with all of its full-on features and stuff, right? And it's an affiliate link, I think, and it may, I think, if you upgrade at the end of it, get me some sort of puny ass kickback, right? All 4 people that are ever going to do it from now until the history of time. So, yeah, that'll make me so rich, and I'm such a fucking anyway, whatever the fuck. There's plenty of people taking the piss out of me now. I don't need to do it myself anymore. Me, the entitled cunt that I am. Anyway, peace and love, right? So, you can also put this on a fucking webhook, right? And you could link it up to shit, right? And if you want to do something kick-ass NFT work, and you're really into that sort of shit, I've been looking at stuff like that for like the last year or so, right? And I haven't ever had any time to do anything, but I love talking about it and stuff. So if you're up for that, send me messages and something like that, and talk about like webhooks and all the creative shit we could do with that stuff. I'll happily chat to you about that sort of stuff or anything else you want, actually. If you've got like, send me a nice message about something you're interested in. I'm 100 million times more likely to get back to you than if you're sending me a message asking me where you should buy GME at. Like, I mean, you're not your fucking financial advisor, and if I was, I'd be charging you 100 grand a year minimum just to fucking know what my phone number was, right? So piss off with that shit. And as you'll see at the bottom of the charts, right, you can follow this chart that I've got. If you type in that link, that bit.ly link at the bottom, it's like you have to capitalize it as I have done there, or else you use the link in the description. You can follow along with this chart as I'm writing it and doing it right now, and I think some people are. I don't actually have a list of those things, and I'm sure other YouTubers would charge you for that shit, but they don't know how to use TradingView very well, or they haven't figured it out yet, but I'm sure they will, and that'll be a a paywall coming to you sometime soon, right? Welcome to the 21st century. And here's a frying pan. Plung, right. So yeah, chat about this shit. There's alerts. You can put it on your shit, right? You can then live a nice, relaxed, happy life, right? To the airport, right? Open your Pepsi, chug, chug, chug on the beach, and then you're having like rum and cokes, right? And you've got your shit set up and that, and you've got an app on your phone. So you just like bing, right? So there, apparently I got an alert because my trading view is set up and it's sent to send my text message to my phone, and I'm here on the beach with my phone using the hotel Wi-Fi. And it's like whatever Valaderos or somewhere if you can get there depending on your passport, and you're chilling out. People are bringing you the rum and coke, and that's a brilliant place. You're just relaxing on one of the world's most beautiful beaches, and that's such a great day. And you just click buy when you want to buy the thing, right? And then if you like also like are capable of doing all this, you're probably within like not a long distance afterwards, right? You're probably capable of doing the same type of analysis with regards to how you'll take profit. And I'm not saying you do that on GME, right? But I'm saying when you're on the beach in Valaderos, having achieved like financial freedom and like held through the MOAS to the point where you were able to change your life and your family's lives, and we got to like get the fuck out of here sort of territory, which I totally and utterly, completely and utterly see as possible. If I was 99.5% convinced of it yesterday, now I'm 99.6% convinced of it today. What does that mean? There's room for doubt? No, it means there's a tiny little bit of room for me to talk to myself, and you can call me schizophrenic if you want, but that's the way it is, and I've been called worse in the last fucking 15 minutes probably. Right, so why did I get so distracted? Well, because that's the way my brain works. Like, and you've got a problem with that? Got a problem with me probably then, right? Look at that. Looks like demand line there, and this looks like some sort of pen information. Are people going to say that's a bear flag? Right. Yeah, people are going to say that is a bear flag. People like me will say this is a this is a bear trap. And why would we just say it as that, right? Well, because we've got as well as all that other stuff, right? You can add on like an extra layer of, let's call it sophistication, but that sounds really arsey. To your technical analysis, and you can use like oscillators, right? You can use volume, you can use volatility, you can use momentum, and you can use, which one did I not say there? Volume, volatility, momentum. Fuck. Anyway, right, you've got 4 different ways you can analyze price action. I've forgotten what the name of one of them is at the minute. So sue me. No, don't sue me. It's not financial advice. Another thing you'll see in the bottom right there is not financial advice can, right? Now, everyone in Scotland, that's like, cool, right? For everyone else, that's you, and for Ken, right? This isn't financial advice for Ken, right? Ken knows he's fucked, right? He doesn't need to watch me to tell him that he's fucked, right? He's got plenty of people that he pays quite a lot of money that are giving him reports. They're like, hey, Ken, we're completely fucked. What are we going to do here? So this is not financial advice for you, for Ken, or for anybody else. And like, you can't sue me, so whatever. And then the other thing you'll see in the bottom right on the screen, there's the treasure hunt, and the prize is 10 grand. And it's free to enter. You just have to have a brain. And you'll have to have watched my content, in which case you'll have to know what I'm all about, and then I dare you not to like me, right? And if you don't, I probably don't like you either, so fuck off, right? So yeah, so people will look at this and say, well, Jimmy, look here, it's touching these things, it's touched it 3 times, that's a trend line. I'd say, I agree with you, buddy. And then they say, look, it's touched it 3 times at the top, and I'd say, well, I agree with you, buddy. And then I'd say, like, they'd say, like, what does it mean? And I'd say, well, it doesn't mean much, right? It's 50%, which these sort of things, like, these sort of formations, just triangles, right? They're like dead easy, except they don't give you any information about what direction trend is going to go to. They just tell you that it's going to go. They just tell you like the potential move off the back of it, right? Now, if this was to go out here, let's say we don't know how long this is going to last, right? Because we're using one wick here, one potentially a wick here, and essentially a wick here. We could move that up and use like that and say that was the body closes, fair enough, right? If you want to do that, but then if you are doing that, then you're using the body closes, then it's like this here or something, and it's like, well, what the fuck is that? That's not even like, what is that? right? You're now in the realms of like just drawing shit that doesn't mean anything, right? And so you don't do that, right? And instead you think, well, this is potentially information that's like this, and if it is, they tend to break between 75 to 90%, and right now people look at it all different ways, but and they say 75, but there's zones, right? Zones. So somewhere in this part of your yoke there, or yon yoke there, it's gonna likely, if it is what we were talking about there, and this is very silly technical analysis right now, so bear with me. If you the prices might break above this line, you might look at them making a measured move, something of like that there, but then it wouldn't necessarily be right, because these sort of things are shite, so it would probably only go 60%, and then you'd be looking in at something roughly like that. We don't need to be accurate, because as soon as you start doing stuff like that, you're trumped by the fact that it's historical resistance slash support, and it's an important area. So when you look at it like that, you're like, maybe there's an area above which is like performs resistance on the short term time frames, and see, as we're down here like on 4 hour or whatever, let's drop it in. So let me, no it doesn't, it shows my history. Great. Alt H. Is that right? Where did I put that before? Here. Right, and that comes in at 236, which we already said like things are a zone, and we talked about the 236 before as being like on the 236, which was cool, and we talked about now how it's around 232, 233 should like this low persist as being our like higher low, which of course we talked about as being like just as a possibility for like following through with further confluences, and we can see that again, like there might be this zone here, and so if that matched up with that measured move we were drawing, then it's likely to be like a little bit of resistance, right? And that's perfectly understandable. But we could, one of the reasons we were down here wasn't to look at like shorter term resistances, it was to look at these sort of oscillators, and we could work out where price action was going. And I drew on here on a different timeline, it must have been 15 minutes. Oh, now it's happened, right? So if you're watching at the start when wasn't talking? I can't remember. I think this was in around here, and I thought, right, it's going to drop down. Could it have been? It's 15 minutes, and we've only been going on for 38. We've only been open for 3 yet, so that's 1, 2, 3, right? It opened, it did all that, and it followed through this, right? I should have drawn on the measured move at the time, right? Which was something like from the head to the neck, and then take it down, and it sticks to there, and we're into the oversold zone and got picked up again, right? And I did that break, then a trend line on that line, it did, right? Which I had drawn on and thought it might break. Yeah, because I had this line, right? And I think I did this. This is what I would have done. If you're watching from the start, you'll remember. I can't. I would have drawn that line on if prices were back here, and then I would have looked at price action and thought, no, that's not way, that's not going to work. And then I would have thought price would go along it, and then I would have deleted that line. Oops. And I would have drawn that head and shoulders on the thingy there, and would have been on the 30 minutes just to make sure I was right. Yeah, I would have. Right, okay, cool. Hi me from past. Right, so then I've got this, and I've got this measured move, and did it fill all of it? Right, maybe the measured move was maybe it was actually something like less show offy. Maybe no, it is, and it's coming. It is, fuck's sake, right? So there you go. You got that, most of that measured move. You touched off the top of the oversold zone in the 30 minutes. You were in it in the 15 minutes, but not definitive part of it there. So when you go up to 30 minutes, you see resting on the edge of it. That's cool, right? Like if you get bullish accumulation, right? Like accumulation at this level, when price action hasn't actually really retraced all that much, especially when you can see that this trajectory here is like stronger than the trajectory here. You can see that there's a degree of bullish momentum coming through. Where's my MACD gone? I confirm that, yeah. So there was a degree of bullish momentum all through this period of price action as seen by this RSI. But there's a note of caution over that. Most of that moves happen, but it may prove that we need to test like, I'll just check if this is what sort of candlestick formation we're putting in here, and we'll go into that in a second. But you can see that the momentum here has been like bullish throughout, with the touches of like 2 touches where it might have been here and here, where the shorts were in control, but they didn't manage to get very far because they immediately put in some bullish divergence there, with price action being lower than previous close, but the RSI itself not making a new low. And there's a degree of that's all confluent and nothing to worry about there. But there's very low volume, and you do kind of need volume, right? So it's like, is there is there volume that signifies interest at this price point, right? That's a quote from me, what I said when I was talking about how to trade a breakout. And if you haven't watched that video, which most people haven't because it's got about 500 views and about 60 likes, then you're not going to get as much as you could be getting from these live streams, right? I made all those videos before GME was a thing, most of them, if not all of them, to teach people how to trade assets based on things like your open interest, right? Whoa. Based on things, and then using, and obviously like the psychology of the markets, right? That's very important, right? All of it comes in an order. Your own psychology. Then how to use this charting platform. Then how to make that charting platform work for you. So your this lifestyle that you may be about to enter is working for you. And then I've got videos on the ways that you're probably, as a new retail trader, going to be acting, right? You're going to be trading breakouts and you're going to be trading reversals and you're not going to understand how to trade the trend properly. So I've got videos on how to do those things with a strong slant towards also helping you how to trade a trend, right? And then I also have videos that show you the indicators that'll help you do that, right? Now, to get everything from all of those, this stream I'm doing right now, and like, although it seems like I've walked through like the whole thing baby step style, and like I imagine I haven't read what anyone said, a single message yet, and it may well be that you're all out there like, why are you doing it this stupid ass way, right? Like, I imagine if you've watched Rocky streams for more than 5 minutes, you're like, ooh, what is this baby crap? I understand, right? And like, apologize if it's not like whatever, right? No, fuck off anyway, right? So what was I talking about anyway? Yeah, keep it simple. That was my objective. What was I actually talking about though? I can't remember. Oh yeah, how to trade breakouts, which was reminding me this wasn't going to break out when we got up here. No. But what does this look like? Well, let's confirm what it looks like again. It's like you can see that the momentum on the oscillators is stronger than it is. And you can see what then price action is showing, and then you can see that there in that 30 minutes there's that cross, but it's above the center line, and prices themselves are, as we know, they are below the 200 period moving average on the 30 minutes. This cross is coming in above the center line on the MACD, so that's like a false signal if you're trying to sell it. Your momentum to the downside, which you'd be worried about, sure, it's in charge, right? Price action has been going down, but when you want to measure the strength of that price action, like of the commitment of those sellers, their own belief in the actions they're taking, as represented by oscillators that measure their own momentum, you can see that it's fucked, right? It's shite, right? This is the way the DMI works. And you can see here's you've got your DMI, right? This is your DI minus, it's going up, sure enough. That's the prices coming down. But the strength behind that is this ADX, and this is Rocky Outcrop's DMI. If you want it, he's got it for free. You can donate to get it, but you don't have to. Please put it out there for free. And there are people charging literally £1,000 for stuff that doesn't do like half of what this does. Anyway, Rocky, I salute you. And so the ADX here is weak ass shit. You want it to mean anything at all, really, in terms of like the strength of the trend you're on. You need to see it above like 22 to 25, otherwise you're talking out of your arse. And then, what can you see from here, right? You can see that within this, all of this stuff that you've got going on here, that what jumps out to me dead obvious is this weakening of the extremes that the shorts manage to get you to when get price actions to when they are in the when the influence of the shorts, when the bears, when the bulls are in control, is weak as fuck and getting weaker and weaker. So the more that we are in charge, which essentially over the piece we have been, right? Your yellow line here is above your fucking pink line, but for the way above the mean, right? Standard, like, anyway, right? Also, like, standard deviations, like, on this is extreme, whereas in here it's not, right? What does all of that mean, right? Well, in this indicator and this fucking patterns and colors and everything, it goes as fucking as far as it can. So this is maths going as far as it can to help you. Um, well done, Rocky. You can see that what it means is when the bulls are in control, the bears are shit in the pants, and the strength of their trend when they're in control is shit. Right? Look, when there's the bears are in control, right? Trend is shit. There they're in control. Trend is shit. Right? There they're in control. The trend was actually quite strong, but like that's one of three. Right? Here's the is that's like when this peaked, and even in its own shitty little relative peak, bulls were in control. Back here, strength of trend best represented on the upside, right? This is the most honest, take that in like sterile terms, right? This is the most honest reflection of the trend that's been happening right now, is when these are confluent, the ADX and one of either the DI or the DI minus or the DI plus, and most commonly it's the DI plus, right? And what does that mean? It means hedges are fucked, right? That's what this means. So, you know, for those of people who still don't believe in technical analysis, they just don't watch my videos, right? They just don't. And if they do and don't believe it, then I don't know. You know, you tell me what's going on there. So yes, so and also you can't really draw like any other lines on this and make it into anything in particular. You could, right? You could start trying to do one, and I'm sure you'd find like, if you were just to turn off, say, the DI minus and look at stuff, you might be able to find some inverted head and shoulder, or you might be able to find some increase in other trends here that like reflected that any of the dips were less and less powerful. And what does this say? Well, this indicator on this time frame, this time frame, this time frame, this time frame. Okay, so we've just exited a period of volatility on the 12-hour and the daily. And we've got nothing coming up on the 2-day or the 3-day, but what about the weekly? No, still nothing there either, right? So like in terms of volatility, that's the range that we could see price action go to within any one day, like the high and low and the difference between them with regards to like a relative difference with regards to other days. You could say that we didn't necessarily anticipate today to be any crazier than the last few days, which is again another thing to say that perhaps price action doesn't do fuck all, right? And maybe the whole quad witching thing's like, oh my god, nah, massive anticlimax, welcome to fucking life since the microwave, right? So like I say that, but I'm not that old. Right, pardon me. 16, 19, that's like coming in for fucking, like, as if it doesn't, like, this is, okay. Alright, get off the DMI now, nobody needs to see that for too long. And then we looked at that and we were like, well, you know, what do we think? Well, then if we go back down again to the 15 minutes, this is like, lower low on the RSI, but a higher low on price, that could be considered to be bearish, right? That could be. You can see that on this time frame that the bears look to be in this particular moment have the ball. You could say on 30 minutes they might have taken that signal there and thought, well, hey, you know, this might break below, so we could take that. We're below the 200. You know, that's not like in the bounds of like bonkersness to take a short based off that for some of the crazy people. But like then again, where you're managing your risk, right? Your stop loss is where, like, and somewhere like up here, in which case your risk reward, in order for that to even be like a conceivable trade, you'd be having to look for prices to go down to these sort of levels here, and that you're like, and even then, right? Even if you are right, this sort of, I'm not even going to draw it because I can't be arsed, right? But and it'll help people that I'm not interested in helping lose money. I'd rather they did lose their money by being idiots. So look at this, right? And you think, well, is this also like we were talking about, have been talking about for a while? It's drawing my attention again. Is the idea that this would be like, would perform some. Oh shit! There's a huge nation. Fuck. I can see the redness in the back there, but I don't know what it is. But I know that it's huge because it's red. So thanks. Holy crap. We'll get to that in a minute. It's like, Christmas. Thanks. That's very generous, and I'm very grateful for whoever it is. Thanks so much. and I will get to all these messages because they are saved, and I will get to them, I promise. And if you've done something like donated and then had to go away, I'm super sorry. I didn't mean that to be a case. I just realised that might be a consequence of this, and I didn't mean that, and I'll still get to it. So if we're looking at it as an inverted head and shoulders, right, then it's like, did I even do that earlier and draw a move out of it and that? No, I didn't. I did it as if this was the wedge, right? And your inverted shoulders, your wedge there, they've got the same thing. It's the same measure move. It's all the same consequence anyway. So that, but like, that would be like a bullish pattern. It's coming as like a reversal pattern, right? Which means it like works contrary to previous price, the trend in previous price action on that time frame, which was down, lower highs, right, lower lows. So then it's contrary. So this works, and then you look at the volume profile, which is lowest at the head, which is, and that's like, checks out, right? Checks out, mate. Legit, confirmed, right? And then, but some people like to draw that. You know me, I don't like drawing that, right? I like drawing this, and I think that works out more commonly than anything else. And you might look at price action dip around there, and you'll be like, oh, 25th of June, we're back at whatever the fuck that is. What is that? 25th, maybe we've gone beyond that before, and you're looking at that as like, 25th of June sometimes. I don't know, like, actually, personally, that'll be what? 25th of June, when is the 25th of June? That's next Friday, and we'll be looking at what? That. Well, possibly if everything is as boring as Zen. But then it may be a retest afterwards. And what am I doing? I can't predict price action for this time next week off a 30-minute chart. Well, I probably can, because that's the way things will be going, but that would be hubris, and I'm not going to start going down that road, especially not after what's been going on recently. I don't need that in my fucking life. So I am sorry, the gods. I will stop making predictions that are crazy. Crazy in terms of my analysis, right? So yeah, cherry wood, right? So like, that's that and whatnot, and I'm not going to say stupid ass shit anymore, right? So that's that trend. That was that through there. That all seems to stack up actually. That, well, fuck that. That's not doing anything important, and this is on that time frame shit all. Right, so you'd be crazy to take that trade going short there for multiple reasons, but I'm not going to go into it. So because you're welcome to lose your money if you want, right? This candlestick is not yet what we would like to see. 30 minutes, let's drop down 15 minutes. That's not too terrible, but we closed below there. That's not great. We wanted that to finish above, but then this is the start of something nice. That's from below here, great. So this close, and then the subsequent candle, open, close. Yep, there we go. And then if this candle does anything like what it's doing at the minute, this is bullishly engulfing, and then you've got your 216 entry again, and then the prices close at 222. You're like, man, they're just fucking giving me this shit. Why do they keep giving me this shit? Yeah, so you're looking for that for right now. That's like being calm in the price of price action. You wouldn't necessarily define any of those things. Like, this candle hasn't closed. The candle before closed lower. It could easily be that this is just false enthusiasm. We come in and we're lower gain, and we're down, and we're testing this level. We're in here and we're testing these levels like before, where we've got 1, 2, 3 levels. You don't want to get too excited and buy it now just because it looks great. Like everybody else do the work, right? Let everybody else do the fucking work, and if you've already bought it, then you've done your work, right? You can get it slightly cheaper, great. If it breaks through resistance and you get it on a retest, great, Or if you feel like fucking buying it, buy it, right? But if you feel like you're compelled to do it to help other people, don't. It's your own fucking life, right? You're on your own journey. You're on your own hero's journey, and nobody can tell you what to fucking do. You'll fight for your mind like you'd fight for your body, and everybody can just shut the fuck up if they start talking at you and you're not interested, right? Just don't listen. But like, this thing's going to fucking crazy levels, so don't be silly, right? But so like, you're looking at this and you're like, where am I going to buy it, right? It's not financial advice. You do whatever you want. That's what you do. And I've bought it at prices higher than this, so like, whatever. Point being, I'm trying to talk about this as being like an interesting level to buy it at, but also let's see what happens on price action here. Still in this little bit of time, you've not put in anything bullish in the candlestick formation. No. In terms of a retest of important levels, well, I suppose you could say that in and around here was, yes, that's why people were getting it there, and they thought that this was a bargain, especially when that was a wick and this one opened lower. They were like, well, that's an obvious buy, right? And if you're going on day trader and you're in and out in moves like I often am on other assets, and in and out and maybe like whatever, anything from as long as it takes me to click a button, look at TradingView, go back and click sell, right? Or up to like 15 minutes or something. Like, I don't know what the average is. I was tried to work it out once ages ago, and it was like 8 minutes or something, right? But you might be in and out of trades dead fucking fast. And in those sort of situations, and you're looking for those sort of moves, if you're doing all of this fucking technical analysis, which you would likely have done, right, and you'd have done it again on the 15.5 in the 1 minute, and you'd be losing other indicators too that were like representative of other shit, you'd have seen this candle opening lower than where this one closed, and you would have said, well, the chances of all the different candlesticks that could possibly happen, approximately 7 of them now are actually bullish, even though price action's lower than here. 7 of maybe whatever, right? 10. Right, let's say that you expect could happen here. Like, most of them are fucking bullish, right? Although it looks scary ass, right? So then people are like, bang, it's like the reduced risk is credible, and they go up here and they're like, prices went above this level, then they sell it, right? And you do that on Forex, and you're on a highly leveraged trade, and if you're managing it with a stop loss, which you can, because down here there was like an obvious area for a stop, you could have just made fucking loads and loads of money, right? Shit loads of money, and that you'll be your work done for today. And that's how trading works, right? That's how it works. You manage your risk, you do the technical analysis, you go to Valideros or wherever the fuck you feel like, you use alerts, you take limit orders, you take your time, and you read books like The Way of the Turtle or anything by Mark Douglas, and you learn, and you watch videos by Rocky Outcrop, and you learn how to be like a self-sufficient trader. Right, and look at all these people doing the work for you if you already own it like I do, and if you're just buying it right now, you're getting a fucking bargain, right? Because prices are closing above 222 like most days of the last week, so many of them have. So it seems to me that would be said to be true, right? And you're sunny today, sunny tomorrow. And sure, whatever, smaller time frames, momentum and volatility don't really mean anything. What they do, but like not compared to the bigger ones. So that's that, right? And then you've got a wick on the bottom of that candle there on a 4 hour, that candle, 4 hour candle, like obviously that clock doesn't mean anything because this is a different time. I should set this just actually up to the right time because I'm only on this asset so often when I'm streaming, but actually no, I'm going to keep it like it is and just learn what this fucking times are. I should do that, right? Anyway, point being, how long's left? 2 hours and 32 minutes are left and this candle closed. Sweet, I've got a countdown on here. Yeah, you can do that if you right click, right? The little trading view tip, and if you watch that series on trading view, there's loads of little tips in there about how to do stuff, right? And use the tools over here too, the ones that are important, including Fibonacci. You've got videos on how to do Fibonacci, yo, stuff like that. They're better than other people's videos, yo, and they're not better because that makes me better, right? I'm not saying I'm good, no, I'm saying that will help you and save you time anyway, right? Fuck's sake. 218.52, right? So why have I drawn that in? Oh yeah, that was at the time. That was something was over here. Can't remember, but I drew it in so that I didn't have to remember, and that's one of the benefits of drawing things, so that you don't have to remember, right? And I'd have to remember loads of things, and if I had to remember every time I draw you in a line why it was, then I'd have no room left for remembering nothing else, yo. What's the momentum like here and that? Like, there's no sell there. Your move's finished. Your downward move's finished, right? It's all over. This says the same thing, and that is the last kick you're getting of that. And we don't need that line on this time frame. Go in here and say, yep, what does this show you? Well, it's the thing we've been talking about for ages. We already knew what this was. We weren't worried about price action because we could see this, and we talked about it plenty of times, right? Something like that there. Right, sure, it doesn't look accurate enough to me, Jamie. It's like, well, fuck you, I could draw it like that if I felt like it. It's still the same fucking thing, idiot, right? So anyway, yeah, so that's that, right? That's your technical analysis, right? So you've got your underneath places and you've got your over the top there places. It's too high to get over, too low to get under. No, it isn't. I've told you exactly what you need to do, right? So, so what, do you want that for AMC? As if I'm fucking doing all that again. That's fucking not happening. But I love AMC as well. Like, not in the same sort of capacity. I love GME. I just love it for the people that are involved in it. That's why I like AMC, for the people who are involved in it. Why do I like GME? Because I love that GME, right? The people who are involved in it. I clearly fucking love you guys. Right, so why was I talking about that? I don't know. I've done technical analysis. That's it. Right, now I can go and read super chats and then catch up with chat, and I can see Daniel Assange, who's an absolute legend and fucking unbelievably good on guitar, right? Love you, Daniel. Respect everything you do. You're a legend. Thanks for being so good to me. Super chat, $5. I don't give a fiver for sane. Cool, so I was insane at one point. I'm sure I still am. Racer X super chat, 100 fucking bucks. Jesus Christ, that was that one. Bing bong, also witches get bent. Yeah. Ooh, I'm a scary witch. No, you're not. You're just a fucking fanny. Shut up, man. Brilliant. Racer X, you're a legend. Thanks so much for everything you do. Absolutely, I really can't believe how generous you are. That's incredible. And because I saw a red thing at the time, I had a little emotional blip inside me then. Now I'm just really appreciative of you that you did. Thank you so much. Backyard Music Feedback, who's such a nice guy. $4.99, thank you, and a smiley face, nice. D. Archer Super Chat, $4.99, big bong jab done. You've had your jab. Or is it just the jab? The jab, man, Matt the jab, you know, it's like, oh, I'm on the night shift. Just doing the job. Love you, Jamie. Big hugs, big bong. Epiphany Jones, yo, 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 yo. Epiphany, how are you doing? Epiphany, what a beautiful word. Thanks so much, Epiphany Jones, $10, and the banana too. Big hugs back. Thanks so much. And I'll read out other chats soon, I swear. D. Archer, thanks, buddy. Benjamin, why did I do that to you, buddy? I'm so sorry. Not that I've got a problem with that name. Yo, there's that on the screen. Spank. Badman Pajama. Yo, buddy, how you doing? Hope your leg's better. And everything else is going well. $5. How are we looking, fucking brother? AMC overview real quick. Feck it. Now I have to do AMC. We'll get to that in 2 minutes. And then an hour ago. Holy shit, this was ages ago. How long have I been on? An hour and a half. How the fuck did that happen? Jackster donated $34.73. You're a legend. I appreciate everything you and Rocky do. Wow, thanks so much. No question, no nothing. You're a legend. Thank you very much. That's really generous of you. Tis, man. It is not a paper-handed biznatch, and neither are any of you. Tis man's not a paper-handed biznatch. No, biznatch. Wow, that's psychopath that guy was. He was awesome. Luna o Muerte. Monday or Tuesday? Luna o Muerte. Nope. That doesn't mean Monday or Tuesday. That would be completely different, Jamie. What are you talking about? It means moon or death. From H. Jones. Moon or death? Luna o Muerte. Well, I choose Luna, please, Harriet. If that's okay with you, I'm choosing the moon. But I understand that we're actually... It's not a choice for us. It's a choice for others to make. We've already made our choice. There is the moon or death. Fucking... Harriet, you're amazing. Thoughts on Unaka. I'm not reading that. I'm reading other shit. And my thoughts are, that's a fucking shit ticker. Why does it got that ticker? They want people to buy it and they're calling it that. Gildazy, super chatted. $10, thanks so much. And no comment, just a nice donation. Thanks very much. Amir Nasir, what a legend he is. Super chat, $20. Holy shit. Haters are going to really hate me today. Thanks so much. Tau, super chat, $5. Defending you is never a waste of your time, brother. Apes together strong, but admittedly there are many useful pastimes. I concede, yes, there is better shit I could be doing. But so fucking what? Thanks, Tau. Appreciated. Daniel, super chatted, $5. Good luck, Fiverr. That music had me question some aspects of my sexuality. That'll be the Camel Fat remix of Right Here, Right Now, yeah. Like, I always say this to Rocky a lot. He remembers I was talking about it the other day. I was like, oh, remember how we used to do it? And I always talk about it. And he was like, yeah, I remember. And it was when I was playing football, right? When I was good at it. And I was playing football, like, it was like a watershed moment for me psychologically, because when I moved to this new country, I was like living in a state of permanent anxiety. It was shite. And but I was good at football and I enjoyed it, but I never like was very particularly good at playing football with people I didn't know, right? It's like I didn't enjoy it, right? It's like a one night stand. You're like, can I be arsed even like trying or giving a fuck, right? Like, can I already know that this is never going to happen again, like, and so is the moment itself what it's all about? Is it fuck, right? And like, and are you going to try? Am I fuck, like, and that? So like, I don't have one night stands. I don't do that because like, I'm not fucking bothered. And why was I talking about that? Holy shit, I'm so off track. What has it got me there? It was a message. Question your sexuality, right? Yeah. Oh, what a time to come back on topic. So in Ireland, I joined this football team, and it was only when I was like, yeah, I like these guys, you know, I'm friends with them, that I actually started enjoying playing football and trying. And then when I did, I was like quite comfortable and thought, you know, I'm actually alright here, and I wasn't as anxious all the time. And then when I was playing football, I was like, yeah, I'm fucking killing it here, right? And I had previously played like left midfield and that. And when I went to Ireland and I joined this team, they were like, "What position do you play?" And I liked the guy who played left midfield. He was the guy who invited me to join the team, so I was like, "Yeah, play up front," and just said that instead. And then they stuck me up front. And then I'd be like, "Yeah, I'll just bang the goals in." And then I did. And I was on the way to football matches. I'd be like, "I'm going to score. I'm going to probably score twice. Maybe I'll score 3 times, right?" And then if I scored in the first 20 minutes, I was like, "I'm scoring a hat-trick. That's fucking happening." But before I scored, every time on this football pitch, right, we'd go to play football in this really, really bigoted as fuck place, and we'd be playing fucking teams like, like, you know, if referee isn't looking, you can easily get away with smacking some guy. But it happens all the time. And it's like that kind of environment, and the people that are on the sidelines, if you're running past and the referee isn't looking, they'll fucking boot you, right? It's not like, I don't know, it's like football when you're that age at that place. It was like that, and people break your bus and whatever. Fuck. Anyway, so I'd be playing in this huge open field where there's loads of different football matches going on, whatever, right? Yeah, why am I staying so long in this fucking story? Anyway, before I'd score, I'd hear that song. I'd know it was happening. I'd hear it right here, right now. Like, I wouldn't necessarily have the football. I mean, our team might not even have the football. It might not even be in our half of the pitch. But I know it was coming, right? I know it was coming. And sports like that, like, so much of it depends on your confidence and, like, getting in the zone. So, like, when the zone comes to you, you're like, "Ah, fucking right, mate. I'm scoring. I fucking recognize this." Who's that? "I fucking recognize this." Hey. And so that song came on in my head all the time, and I was like, "Boom, man, this is it." And then the truth is, it was like probably just a lawnmower carried on the wind, right? And one tiny fraction of the note happened to trigger some tiny recognition in my brain. I'd be like, "There it is. That's what I was looking for." And you're like, "Fuck it, man. There's some fucking doomslaying on the horizon." That's what that feels like. Anyway, 217 spot 01. So that song. So I put it on because, like, you know, I also sort of got those vibes this morning. And I get those vibes when it comes to trading. I'm not talking about I'm going to score in the next 90 minutes. That's not what it comes to. It's like, well, you know, there's important dates coming up over the next wee while, and I think price action is going to be on the right side of them by then, and that's the fucking goal I'm talking about. You know, call me schizophrenic all you want, but Daniel just gave me a $5, so there you go, there's a story, and that's thanks, Daniel. Shane McGovern donated $5. Bing bong. Thanks. Bing bong. The price is wrong. So wrong. But we're going to write that wrong. Kavan Sohal has subscribed. Oh, excellent. Now, why subscribers showing up now? That's awesome. And then what do these were a day ago? Okay, great. So I actually covered all that. Alan Feely super chat. Get yourself a pint later. Come on, keep up the great work, lads. Shit, Scotland are also playing England. So as long as, like, as well as having like 4 streams, Scotland are playing England. Like, something's going to have to give. Thanks, Alan Feely. I'll definitely use that, whether it's watching Scotland or drinking with Cosmic. I don't know what's going to happen with every other stream because my Twitter's down. I can't do fuck all with contacting anyone. Somebody bought a t-shirt. Fuck yeah, did you see that one? Did you recognise that chart on the back on that t-shirt? Legend. Thanks so much. And what does it say at the bottom? Known pleasures. And who was it designed that? Man on Earth. Is that the name in chat of that chap? That one, and that t-shirt, putting that up fuggered my Teespring, so I was then like, "Hey, come on, Teespring, do you want to do something for me?" And it's like, "Do you want to put this t-shirt up again?" I was like, "No, try to put up a different t-shirt, mate." And it was like, "No, do you want to put up this one again?" I was like, 2 hours later. So I'm going to get the rest of them up whenever I can go reface looking at Teespring. So, but in the meantime, there's those ones there, so if you want to support the channel, that's a great way to do it. And that's one of the t-shirts. That one was Man on Earth designed that, and the chart in the background is quite obvious, and the inspiration for it too is fantastic, and there's a degree of irony because, well, you know, you can all be vulnerable, but being vulnerable is one thing. It's about being able to overcome things. Like, you want those two together, right? You don't want to just fucking top yourself because things get too tough, right? Then what was the point, right? You just fucked it all up, mate. At that point, you've just fucked it up. Before then, everything's savable, and that's like, don't ever give up. Why am I talking about that? Northwest Treasure, no, NW Treasure, super chat, $4.99. Appreciate your knowledge. Thanks, fuck. You're welcome. Take it as much as you can. Bye bye jam super chat. $5.50. Jesus Christ. Well, this is for the ramen noodles breakfast and June options, lol. Ah, Bad Mama Jamma, you're a legend. Thanks so much. $50, fucking hell. Haters are gonna hate me today. Woo, haters in the chat. We'll hit the dislike button. Oh yeah, hit the like button, please. Cachicho Val, and if you're watching along and you haven't subscribed yet, click that subscribe button. If you're on your TV and you don't know how, you just push like the up button and then the dot 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 button, and then there's like subscribe and like and everything in there. Oh, my camera's moved again. Why did that happen? Or does it me? Was it me? Now I'm distracted again. I was learning great stuff. Bing bong, thanks. That was Cachicho. Yo, buddy, thanks so much for all of your support. Diarker super chatted. $4.99. Bill Gates put a gun to my head. You did get the jab. You did, you traitorous traitor. I also got the jab. Tizman super chatted, and that was Tizman is not a paper-handed business, and neither are any of you. And well worth repeating that message. Boom. Shit, did another one just come in? Did it? Holy crap, is that what I've just seen? I hope. Right, okay. Failure delivered. Laughing. There is a very nice chap in every possible way. Thanks for being here, failure to deliver, and everything done for me. Boom! Right, so, and then that excellent work. Was that me? Somebody did some, right? So, and what is people saying? Arnie McGuinness, give me yo, give me yo, give me yo, yo, give me yo. I read somewhere that you need 1,000 real fans to have long-term success, but I'm sure the number is relative. Yeah, no, that's like Gary V, isn't it? It's like his psychology, like, get the fuck out of bed, man! And you're like, whoa, shut up, man. Like, stop telling him what to do. That's my reaction. But like, also he's like very successful and he helps people, right? And if you depend on your personality type, maybe it's good for you. And now he is this theory that you like, or is it him? Anyway, a lot of people like the number 1,000 because it's very round, isn't it? Like, 1,000, that seems like a lot. Cosmic Lightning Warrior, yo, there is the fucking legend himself. How's everybody? How's Rocky? I haven't seen him in the chatter, but that's because he's controlling everything from afar, and he's got loads of shit to do and all that. And I hope that he's all right and all. That's essentially what I'm getting at. Hope you're all right, Rocky, if you're here. 500 likes, awesome. Thanks. How long are FDD deadlines? You mean after 005, which may or may not be implemented by the 25th of June. That's what I'm going with now, in case you were interested in my opinion. That'll be, at that point, it'll be in effect and doing what's intended to do. And at that point, I think it will have an effect on failures to deliver, from my understanding of it. And I've looked at things a couple of times now to get that impression. Jamie, can you give a happy Quad Witching Day shout out to the one and only Dr. Michael Fury? Dr. Michael Fury, wow, happy Quad Witching Day, Dr. Michael Fury. Congratulations on reaching another Quad Witching Day. I know you'll be happy yourself. It's an excellent celebration, right? It's like, while we may look at it in financial terms, it's also very close to like these fantastic seasonal shifts that have defined us for so long. And you as a doctor, you're such a great credit to society. Thank you so very much. Dr. Michael Fury. Who is that anyway? And there's a shout out. And also wanted to give a shout out to Travis. Travis, there's a number of different Travises, but the Travis I'm talking about, he this one, he's a very good chap. He's introduced his roommate, or is it his flatmate, to the channel as well, who sent me a lovely message. And well, I just thought that's dead nice, because like I've said before, when I see people connecting over my content or whatever, I'm like, that's a reward that I was surprised to see. You know, you never really see that when you hear about famous people, or you meet famous people, or you fucking go out with famous people, right? They've always got an attitude fucking problem, in my experience. Like, and it's like world sucking narcissism usually. Sometimes it's something else, right? But there's plenty of personality disorders that helped them got famous, but didn't help them deal with their own lives. And they tend to focus on all the self-serving aspects of it, right? And so, like, that's all well and good, right? And I'm not saying I'm fucking famous, right? It's like, oh my god, there's people going to take this so the wrong way. Anyway, what I'm saying is, right, I haven't got any sort of exposure at all of all the things that I found to be most rewarding. Well, ideally, it's like things that happen for Rocky. But when people connect over my content somewhere in that, and when Travis, when this guy said, "Oh, my roommate introduced me," and that, I was like, "Sweet, that's fucking cool as shit, man." Like, you know, the bonds between people and stuff. I love that shit. So shout out to Travis and your flat/roommate. The good dudes, thanks very much for watching along. Mucho appreciated. And anyone else that's in a similar situation, thanks. And if you're watching but don't talk, I appreciate you. A few of you eventually send me messages here and there, and know that when I speak collectively to you, I appreciate every one of you. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys. Right, and what else did I not read? That was the pint. That was appreciate your knowledge. Thanks from the treasury at Buy My Jam $50. Oh my god, I was learning great stuff. Bill Gates, right, I covered it all. Luna Muerte, didn't I? Big Box, right? I did cover it all, covered everything. And we did the TA, and streams last 1 hour 46 minutes. I read the tap messages, told everything down there. People even bought t-shirts. Thanks so much to all you guys. Quad Witching Day is the new April Fool's Day. Whoa, we fooled you. Prices are going to finish in around the same place they've been doing every day for ages. Jeff Bradford, the spy chart is not amused. I'm not amused. Oh, that spy chart. Let's look at that spy chart. Let's go in and have a little look at the spies. Let's look at it. Let's know you're not actually. Can't be bothered. That was enough of a mileage I'm going to get for that joke anyway, and I don't have to look at spy. Because fuck it. Pedro Reese, the best vibe ever. Yo. Big time. What are we talking about? I agree. Just vibing. I'm just vibing. I don't even know how to define it. Chris Kulisis. I've said it different. I've said it every possible way now. I think I have. That's what I do when I don't know how to spell words. I'm like, I'll fucking spell it 1,000 words differently on this page, and then I get it right once. And right is right, isn't it? Okay, Kenny. Okay. I know that's you, Kenny. Can you tell me the name / artist for Doomslayer song? I need to listen to it whenever. I need a reminder. GMEXX Aaron Ewing. Yeah, mate, I can. I can tell you that it is Mick Gordon, and it is the Doom original soundtrack. It's for the computer game, and Mick Gordon, absolute fucking legend, and in so many ways, and his music, brilliant. And you wrote that song, and you can find it and listen to it, and you'll get you in the mood. Bum bum bum. And you know, the intro where he's like Doomslayer, bum bum, that's like called like Doomslayer or whatever. And then the song that you might have first heard it from on this video. On yes, here your video. Yes, here your video on my channel. You may have seen. You may have seen on my channel videos, Tradespotting. That's that. What is that? Oh, that's today's thumbnail. What could that possibly mean? What could these possibly mean? The battle between good and evil. This is what we is talking about. The battle between good and evil. What side are you on, motherfuckers? Right, yeah, that's what I was getting distracted by looking at that classic fight between good and evil that is represented on the thumbnail there. And that's what it means,
We're going to own the biggest company in the fucking world, and we're going to call it whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, it'll be the biggest company in the fucking world. It'll be the biggest company in the world. Now, people say, Tradespotting, he called that $35, $36, $37, $38, whatever the fuck price you got it at entry in February. He got it there. That's who Tradespotting is to people who don't know me, right? And it's like, you can judge me on a million different ways, right? You can think I'm an entitled cunt all you like. You can think whatever you feel like. And I still like, cool, forgive you, no problem, mate. And the person you offended, that was yesterday's Jamie. And now I don't care. Thanks, shout out to all you lovely friends of mine. And then, and so that's what I'm like known as, and like people can say like, look, well, this is something that you can go check yourself. Like, you might have opinions on other stuff, but here's a fact and that. And did you do that? No, you didn't. So go fuck yourself. Stop slagging people. You know, we're all here to like make money or own the biggest company in the world. We're not here to like decide who's like deserves like your fucking affection or not. Shut up, you're so childish. Like, honestly, you give your age away so much, and you think you're having like oh yeah, but I figured out this, yeah, but I figured out that about that guy. You think that makes you fucking smart? It makes you, it just defines you as a stupid dickhead, right? Yeah, even if you were fucking right, it just defines you as a stupid dickhead, right? I found out this bit, that. That's just boring ass shit, right? People will show you who they are themselves. You don't need to do investigations to find out, like, oh, who really is Rensel and Red Queen? They demonstrated exactly who they are yesterday, right? You didn't need to do any investigation to find that shit out. They did it all on their own, and that's how people are. They'll do their own shit on their own. You just take your own fucking counsel, right? Regardless of any other extraneous impacts and shit, right? You're just your own boss, right? That's the fucking answer. And so, yeah, in the future, when people look back and they're like, whoa, that's that Jamie guy, they're not going to say he's the guy that called that entry in February. They're not going to say he's the Bing Bong guy. They're going to say he's the guy who called it. Banana, the biggest company in the world. Watch what happens.
We're going to do whatever the fuck we want. because we're not listening to any of the shit that people put us through in 1998, in 2008, and they're trying to fucking do it again now. And we're not taking it anymore. We're not taking it anymore. We know what you did. We know what you did to our communities. We know what you did to our country. We know you did to our countries. We know what you did to the insurance companies that were supposed to provide for people. We know how you fuck things up now. And you're gonna get fucked up.
The floor rises, they just keep pissing us off and the floor just keeps rising. 216 spot 19. So that was grilled cheese and scotch. That's user / grilled cheese and scotch, and Reddit. He's awesome. He made that. And then also seeing as we're here and we're doing this, still this one, right? Yes. No. Yes. No. This is a different one. 100 subscribers, you fucking beauty. But subscribe to Failure to Deliver, right? You just type in Failure to Deliver and you get his videos, and then you click subscribe. He's a legend. And he's made these videos as a GameStop parodies. Like old GameStop commercials. He's made them like refitted them with stuff. And if you haven't seen this stuff, you've been fucking, where have you been, right? Honest to God. There's this one, right?
Closing time. Closing time.
And we hold on to our shares. We're going to own the biggest company in the fucking world, and we're going to call it whatever the fuck we want. We're going to do whatever the fuck we want, because we're not listening to any of the shit that people put us through in 1998, in 2008, and they're trying to fucking do it again now. And we're not taking it anymore. We're not taking it anymore. We know what you did. We know what you did to our communities. We know what you did to our country. We know you did to our countries. We know what you did to the insurance companies that were supposed to provide for people. We know how you fuck things up now. And you're gonna get fucked up.
Overtime? Overtime. Ugh.
And we're never, ever, ever going back to reasonable land.
That's Marge. That's Marge. Somebody get the phone. Wow. So subscribe to this channel. What? Do that. Why is there only 100 of you? Get over here and subscribe to this channel. There's also other excellent tunes on here which I'm not playing right now. Holy shit, it's had 234 views. There's other shit on here that's dead funny, right? You should definitely check it out. Definitely check this stuff out, yo. What else? So many other videos, right? There's this one here. Is that, what one's that? That's a live stream. That's not what I'm looking at. What's that one? Where is it? Here? Where is that one? Oh, it's this one. Which I can't
We're
play all of
never,
because
ever going back to reasonable land.
maybe that is you. And if you want to follow along with the greatest story ever told by the greatest show we'll ever see, subscribe. Thanks for everybody who goes above and beyond by liking, sharing, or in any way supporting me in what I do here. Thank you so very, very much. And there's plenty of shit here you'll be able to watch, right, and vibe to, yo. And then other people like, holy shit, Ronaldo Moreno, like the voice of GME, the angel, who I sing on every day in the shower and that. So maybe like put on Ronaldo to tune it out to, and then check the credits and that. So how's everybody doing good? Has anybody got anything in particular they want to say to me now that I'm right here looking at chat? Well, I mean, I say that, but chat will have to update to chat box to actually tell me what people are saying. Do you want to update chat box? Do not focus on hating the enemy of your enemy. Do not focus on hating the enemy of your enemy. Yeah, don't focus on hating the enemy of your enemy. Forgiveness in that anyway, right? We float on by. That's the truth, right? Say la vie. Float on by. And like eventually the ruckus will end, and if we've long left the area by the time it finishes, then all the more power to us, right? So fuck it, right? And I'm sure everything will be fine at the end, as long as sure it'll be fine at the end regardless, but like whatever. Jamie Town 2.0 is definitely something you should listen to on a Friday. Is it? Do we? Feckety. Play. And the tunes start going again. Tradespotting's commentary of the greatest story ever told is now turning into a symphony that's being played by apes.
We're gonna rename it Banana!
Things from the place is wrong. We own the flow. Things from the place is wrong.
Banana! We're gonna rename it Banana!
The greatest story ever told. Place is wrong. Bang bang bang. We own the floor. How long does that? Holy Kruggers. Right, so you got some taste of that, and if you want some of the real deal, why is that so small again? Really fluffed that up, didn't you, Jamie? You silly tube, you. 21577. So as predicted, price is doing not very much. Not very much, senor. Right, so check that shit out. He's awesome. So is everyone else that I mentioned there. Ronaldo, you didn't read my message when I bought a t-shirt, Mackenzie Punter says. Mackenzie, you bought a t-shirt from Unreasonable Land and I didn't read your message. Well, welcome to the fucking club, Mackenzie. You bought a t-shirt though. I mean, Mackenzie Punter. So you're a true punter, right? So, I mean, I will get round to it. You'll get your t-shirts. No problems. Some people will have already... the people who bought them off the other shop, Unreasonable.shop, since they got like that Teespring thing, you'll get your t-shirts quickly, because they're like that service and they do take care of the work, whereas with the other ones that was on me to do the work, so I did the work, to the point that there's most of the work there, but I can't be asked going to post office multiple times, so I just waited until I sold as many as I can. Now I suppose I've taken that t-shirt down. I was planning on putting it back up on Teespring if they would just let me upload fucking t-shirts, but they don't at the minute, so we'll see how that goes with me, just not ever do another issue of them, and then that's all them gone, and then people who bought one are the only ones who'll ever get one. Anyway, I didn't read your message, sorry, but I will read all those messages, and if you've bought one of those t-shirts and you want to message me again, just to double check that I have got your size and your matched your order up and whatever, you'll have an email, I suspect, with an order number and what in it and whatnot. You can just tell me again, right? And I'll do that. I've also got a sort of thing for your boy Peter up in the Scandinavia, to get the Banana Air ticket to him. So I've got lots of shit to do. Anyway, that was that. What is else was everybody saying? So yeah, if you want Lazy Town, that's the name of that one. Yes, happy indeed. I hope you're well. Nice one. It's also where We Are Number One comes from, if you're familiar with that meme. We are number one. I don't know, I'm not familiar with that meme. Cachicho Valador. Yep, Lazy Town with that super creepy villain dude. Is that what that show is? That's right, we have a personal friend who looks like the bad guy on that show, the strong angular features. Who is this person with strong angular features that looks like the bad guy on that show? I have no idea who yous are talking about. April in walking dogs in terrible heat and walking dogs in terrible heat and listening and learning in vibing. Thanks, hope you're well. Sorry, chat's moving so fast I can't read things. Hope you're well, weller than well. Swell, I am swell. Hope you're sweller than swell. April, thanks. And I've missed shitloads of messages, but I got that one. If we moon, I'll nip up and deliver the t-shirts down the filthy northwest. Do you see the... What is going on? Is the building falling down? Yes, sitting Bill Field deliver. I had a great time showing him his doppelganger. Who's doppelganger? Right, this is probably me not doing the... this is the least charismatic part of my of the show. We didn't give up, we got down. Boom. Lazy Town guy. Yeah, who was that Lazy Town guy? H. Jones. H. Jones? See, everyone's got your badges and you've all got white. Has everyone got white? Let me double check that. Is that a yellow one? Everyone seems to have white headbands because nobody's been a member for more than a month. Is that right? Nobody, really? Is that not a yellow one there? Nope, that's white. Nobody upgraded yet, so you're all still white belts. Seems like it. We've all got all white belts. It's funny. Well, there will be some hierarchy being established soon. Oh my goodness, will that be the thing that tears us apart? Will it be that we become fractured from the inside? Well, no, it won't be, because we've set out from the very first instance to be ourselves. All of us that have arrived here have and who interact regularly are ourselves. You know, we don't put on a front. We don't pretend to be somebody we aren't. We don't have a pretense we have to keep up. There's no effort to establish and maintain an identity. We are who we are. This is it. It's as authentic as it gets, you know. Yet still there are thousands of people who hate on me and say I'm whatever. Right now, a lot of it's orchestrated. And how many of those 1,000 people are real? Who cares? Diaker, give me a red one, YouTube. You want a red t-shirt now, do you? You want a red one? You want a red one, YouTube? Or are you talking about the price action? You want a red candle on 217 spot 26. So the price is doing what we thought they might do, you know. And it's not like, can you tell me the name artist for the Doomslayer song? Yeah, got that. And then come on YouTube. Okay, got that. And then Get Yourself and Rocky Paint Layer. Got that one too. Right, awesome. Yeah, so like you can like go like, oh, I'll go with the stick and whatnot and that, and then that's cool and all. That's cool and all, but like this is like also a little bit silly, right? And amateur and that, and like if you know, if you're going to spend your time making jokes, make good jokes. If you're going to share gifts, don't make them shitty gifts. If you're going to be a boring, sad loser, fuck off. Float On, Modest Mouse, check it out. Float On by Modest Mouse. Cool, well, definitely, I mean, I've been copyright striked already. I played all like loads of different music that'll get me copyright striked. Not striked, what do you call it? Demonetized. And then YouTube will be like, oh sweet, right, we've demonetized, let's slap some more adverts on his videos now, even though we wouldn't let him have them when he had the right to monetize or not. We didn't let him put adverts on because that music, but now we've decided like we'll not let him put adverts on, and then we'll put them on. Like what? Anyway, fuck that scam. Sitting Bull, Lazy Town, Robbie Rotten, Magnus Sheving, Lazy Town, Then and Now. Is it that big that it's got a then and now? Fuck's sake. Great song. Great son. Great song, son. Great song. Ah, Sir Apes-a-Lot, the third son. R.I.P. Magnus. Poor Magnus. Looks like this. Dow is in free fall. Hunter Thompson, hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're doing well too, Hunter Thompson. My body, my friend. My body, my friend. Well, we could tell it. This was like happening, right? This was the flight, right? The flight to safety, the dollar. So then you can't. I mean, you can look at anything else you want, but that was your indicator for this sort of shit. And then we looked at that, and we did it right at the start, and that was that part of the TA. And like that's for those people. And if you didn't notice that stuff, then it wasn't for you, right? And then where is he? Well, I mean, we can look at that. It's not that's not good. But then is that a re-entry? It's a very tricky thing, this, isn't it? And then where's? Well, that's not what I'm looking for, and I know that isn't what I'm looking for, and that's doing not so good. Whatever, right? Not doing that now. What was I looking at for? Was I looking for the do Jones? Where is it? Taking it off my. God, all this stuff, Jamie. Because by on it twice, I've not got Dow Jones on it somewhere. I have got it somewhere. Where is it? Am I blind? Oh well. Well, this is doing well, so happy days for America. And when I say America, I mean Americans who have their money in cash. And if I say I mean you have your money in cash, I mean, is that good? I don't know, mate. Certainly better than 89, 92. So much money's been made there for trading this shit, man. And this is a 4 hour. Now, I've been talking about this, Joe. I've been talking about this with Richie. We were saying in around here this was a buy, it was. They were saying this was a hold, it was. We were saying this was excellent, it was. And we're saying this is fucking making money, and that's fucking brilliant. Thank fuck, because people have bills to pay. Yo, where is... I can't be fucking arse looking for it. I spent far too long doing that already. Yo, 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 yo. Bo, 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 wo, wo, yo, wo, yo, wo, 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 wo. So, everybody happy? I didn't actually talk to anyone. I've no idea if you're happy. I hope you all are happy. I'm quite happy. I'm having a happy day. Happy day. And I had a lovely chat with my mum this morning, which I really enjoyed. Really appreciate everything she does and that. She's like great. She's a great lady in so many ways. Amazing woman. My hero so much. And, they're hating you because you're being effective in your role. Wear it as a badge of honor and stop giving them space in your head. Yeah, big time, mate. That's what it's all about. Like, we're above it, floating on by. We can look out the windows and see how it looks, and that there was a degree of turbulence. We can see it there in the past, whatever. Yeah, but it didn't actually have any demonstrable effect on the channel. So either they've not got the impact they think they have, or like, or people just like generally speaking are like making their own mind up about things, which is like testament to everybody else, right? Not to me. Congratulations, everybody. Make your own mind up about shit. And but yes, so but also like you're saying there, it's like a level up, isn't it? It's like a level up. Like how many people do, like I've not done anything wrong, eh? Like I've demonstrably not done anything wrong at all. Like all the misconceptions and misunderstandings about what I've said, they're orchestrated and contrived by people who try to control the narrative. The truth is, I've just not done anything wrong, so I'm not upset about anything. And when events happen that, and I look back on them upset, I'm only ever upset about things I've done wrong. You know, I'm not upset about things other people have done, right? Like if people do all sorts of stupid ass shit or all sorts of good shit, you know, and I can't let all that affect me, right? And you can't either, right? You can't let what other people do affect how happy you are or not, because you can't control what other people do. And like that's like the way it goes with every fucking relationship or interpersonal or nebulous that you might have, that they're all the same. You can't control people. If you attempt to do it, you're probably on like living some sort of shitty, unhappy life, right? And that, and like, get off that path as soon as you can. Why am I talking about such random ass stuff? Partly because my neighbours distracted me with whatever the fuck they're doing. Somebody was saying something about moving on, basically, or whatever I was saying, wasn't it? Whatever that I can't message it. I can't see it because it wasn't. It's just moved. It's moved on. Ugh, I don't know. Level up. It's just like a level up. Like I didn't do anything wrong. People, you know, don't meet your heroes, but then at the same time, if for some reason they've got a problem with you, then you're like, wow, I didn't even think I was on your level. Like, I didn't think you would even pay attention to me, to be honest. And now here you are, like, interacting with me with so much. Like, wow, I didn't understand. Or the and it's not me that situation is drawn into, but it's like the audience, you know. And I didn't realize that they themselves were like like yous are all held together by the right things. Now, whether that be me talking about people in chat now, or people who use Superstunk, or people who use any other fucking resource in the world to talk about GME because they like it, like, it's GME that holds yous all together, innit? And like, it's what holds me in it as well, right? Despite wherever things go, like, it's all about the GME and that. So let's just focus on the GME, right? Because that's all I actually am focused on, right? So let's just focus on the GME, right? That's pretty much it. And then right, what the other shit just goes away anyway, right? I think it just goes away anyway. It always has done in my past. Control the narrative gave me Wall Street Bet flashbacks. Yeah, that's what it is. Like, you can see it's all there for everyone to see, right? You all investigate it yourself, right? I can't do anything about it because I can't have access to my Twitter account anymore for ever malicious reporting things. But like, go and see it, or see everything, that, whatever, and like, or don't, right? Just fucking don't, because who can be fucking arsed, right? It's got the fuck all to do with the GME. So like, this is a weird ass personality shit. So just fucking whatever, eh? Like, ugh, God, man. Anyway, are the hedge funds using AMC as a distraction? Hernan Chaparro. Are they using a distraction? Psh. Because AMC is easier to manipulate? Is it though? There's much more media attention on it. That's true. They could give us the mini squeeze and reduce the GME MOS, but wouldn't reduce the GME MOS, mate. It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't make any difference what they do in AMC with regards to the GME squeeze. It doesn't. Like, why do people think it does, right? It's because your anxieties, for some reason, linking two things completely irrationally. Like, what the fuck would it have to do with GME? Is it going to change the short interest? Is it going to change the amount of synthetic shares? Is it going to change the amount of shorts that have to cover? It's not going to do any of those things, right? It may eventually give them the money to pay us all the money that we want for our attendees if it allows them to cover their positions. Might do that if the hedge funds are long on AMC, if that's the stupid narrative, right? Maybe, but like, who gives a fuck, eh? Really? I mean, and like, the people who are talking about this and that, like, they got nothing better to do, because like, there's like plenty of ways you can read The Way of the Turtle. You could read books by Mark Douglas. You could spend time on Rocky Outcrop's Discord on the Education tab or the Books tab, and you get better at this shit and have a better life. Yo, check the pic I made for you in the tea room. Oh, if I get the Discord up, I can see the tea room without it being on Discoin. And that's probably a good idea, Jamie, because you never know what's in there. Discord? Ah, am I not showing this? I don't want to be showing this. I hope I'm not. No good, right? I'm corny, sorry. Pedigree. The record of descent of an animal showing it to be purebred. A purebred animal, the recorded ancestry, especially upper class ancestry of a person or family, or the background or history of a person or thing, especially as conferring distinction or quality. The scheme has a long pedigree. Thanks, Bad Mama Jamma. You're a lovely guy, and I think you're a bit of a poet yourself. Oh, good one, mate. Good to hear that you're doing well. Thanks very much. Big love. You're a legend. Right, so that's that, and I think I've talked to everybody that's talked to me. Have I? No. I think I've talked to everybody I've noticed. Thanks, Bad Mama Jamma. You're very generous today. I hope everything's working out for you. Today is Friday, so option contracts expiring across the board for people. Well, we're going to take a look at AMC because Bad Mama Jamma asked me to. Yeah, fuck, I nearly missed it there. 63.22. Stop it, and it got touched up here at this green line that we drew earlier, and we, like, that was the technical analysis. I did it all, and like, boom, there's your that's through, ain't it? Sorry. Anyway, could have spent longer on it, but here we are now, right? It did that touch there. This is healthy work, right? Across those two tops, this is like if it was a top, but you can't define it as such because there was no retracement. It's just like the thrust strength. You can determine from it that prices had attempted to kind of bullish wicks, but they're like slowing down. So this is like perhaps not going to try again until it tests the 20 period moving average on the 1 hour or 30 minute or 4 hour. Who knows? May have cycled round for there. Maybe that doesn't do a fantastic job at the end of the day, but may finish strong. Question is, For people holding it, obviously continue. For people with option contracts, what do you do? Maybe that you're like looking to sell now. I mean, if you're already in profit, maybe you're taking that and you're like, I don't fancy the risk, it's only a couple hours left or something. Maybe that's the sort of way you're taking things, I don't know. Certainly how I might be looking at things, right? If I'd held an options contract this late in the day, that's maybe what I'd be thinking, like, there we go, take that for what it is and move on, because there's always more trades. That might be what I think, you know. It's not financial advice, that's for sure. Blue donations, what is that? Why is it donations? Right in the wrongs, bing bong, right in the wrong. Ben Super Chat, in tea room. Oh shit, I read the wrong one out. Flicking Jesus Christ. But frick, where is it? Silly me, and you had to donate again to say that. Sorry, it's like I did that on purpose. Sorry. Tea room. Tea in tea room. Baba Pajama. Bong. He was looking at GameStop and he was saying, yep, there's that, and that's the bong. And he's looking at that's bing bong. GameStop. Bing, stop bong. Yay. Right, how do I get that picture up? CVs. Desktop CVs. Bed mama. Damn. All files. Why do you want to save it as all files? Why can't you just save it as a normal file? See if I can get it up now. Can I do that? Could I get a picture up? Let's see. Add source. Image. Add source. A new source instead. Browse. Desktop. No, it's not there. I can't save. Knew this would happen when I save pictures off Discord. I can't get them because they save as like weird file types. Well, Bamajama had a nice price prediction, where prices would go sideways to like tiny bit of a retracement, and then you'd bounce up, and we'd be looking at 440 odd bucks, and then there are levels around there. So I would have got that picture up just to show you, because it would have been funny if prices then went on to do that. But that does look good to Bad Bamajama. You're not far away from my own thinking. What do you think liftoff day will look like? It's Mo Hussein. Yo, Lemon Slip. Yo, Lemon Slip. Lemon Slip. What? That's such a cool name. What's that? Is it Lemon Sip though? No, it's Slip, definitely. That's a cool as fuck name. What does that mean? Lemon Slip. Fuck. You could write songs about that name. What do you think liftoff day will look like? Ooh, I think it'll look like a beautiful sunny day with a double rainbow despite there being no rain. Maybe even it'll be like Scotland where it'll be raining, but it'll be like that light, warm rain. It rests on your face and instantly evaporates, and all it really does is refresh you in a long summer day. And you do get really long summer days in Scotland. Nearly the whole freaking 24 hours is bright. You'll get a little bit of darkness. It's brilliant. I think it'll look like that. We're going to see a morning spike. It doesn't matter about like the day. It's about the point of liquidation, or the point where they have to start covering shorts, and they get early margin calls when these rules are all through. So it could be at any point in the day, mate. And the chances are it's not in the morning, because people don't like to be bad. People tend to put bad news off until the early afternoon, so maybe it comes in the early afternoon. James Curran, another Dave. He was a deacon in Edinburgh, and he got invited to lots of rich people's gaffs. He would make a wax impression on their house keys and rob them later, famous as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That is true. And he liked a wee drink, so he did. What's the meaning of insane high open interest on $0.5 strike puts for GME? It's like 200,000. Yeah, there's shitloads of them. Like, it's like what's going down when you're trying to hide your failures to deliver and all the shit's coming down the road, right? You're going to try all sorts of different shit. Can I tell you what the motivation is behind those puts, or who the market participants are? No, I can't, and nobody else can tell you truthfully. For July the 16th, yep, that's when the puts are in. Open interest is kind of high there. Yeah, it's a way to apply downward price pressure, rock and pawn. Yeah, exactly, right? It's the way, exactly, right? Prices, it's the same way Michael Burry tweets and says down, because he wants the price to go down, because then he'll make money. That's why he does that. It doesn't care if it destroys your portfolio, your livelihood, and that. Same as everybody else who wants things to go down. They care about themselves, and that's it, and their own profit at that point in time. Sometimes that's fine, sometimes it's abusive. And how do they get the people to go along with them? Because they do need to go with the market. You can't go against it. Well, you scare people, and so you'll notice lots of that in the world. And then how do you scare people, right? Because what drives price? Price is driven by speculation, right? And they want you to speculate that the price is going to go down. So then putting shitloads of puts on gives people the impression the price is going to go down. But that what they want you to do is to sell, right? They want you to sell. Just because they've got puts doesn't mean the price is going to go down. Doesn't make the price go down. It literally has zero effect on the price. It has an effect on people's psychology, and then market participants and their speculations drive the price. And they want it to contribute to this people's speculations, right? They still think that they're still obsessed with the idea that they can push the price down, they can do this, they can do whatever, just by scaring people and making them sell, because most people would sell, but because none of us are selling, it's like shitty ass tactic. And this is what happens, right? And they turn into periods of accumulation, and then your historical volatility curls up. And then when volume does come back, because they've failed and the positive news catalyst comes out, like for example, well, we've enacted these rules, right? And so like BlackRock are now safe, so they're okay. So now they can help with the squeeze, and they're not going to be liable for any of fucking Citadel's problems. Like, and then Ryan Cohen's like, well, cool. Like, let's tell everybody now that we've completed that at the market share offering, and that, which I suspect they have done, right? I suspect they have done ages ago, right? We don't know, but I suspect they have done. And when they tell everybody they have done, then it'll be the same thing happened last time, right? Prices up, 20% on the news, maybe? Quite possibly, right? Easily, I'd imagine. And that's just the start of things. And if it happens in line with the TA we did earlier, then you know we're breaking through those important levels that I talked about. So, all this shit, like, there's real things to speculate about price action, right? Or there's like, well, let's look at the open interest and see, well, what is it, you know? And you can analyze, like, what does that mean? Does that mean that the market makers are putting the open interest here, or like that Max Payne zone's been moved here for their benefit or not? And like prices aren't going any significant side at the minute. Oh shit, I didn't do AMC properly and I still haven't changed GME and answered that question. It wasn't asking me, was it even paid? I don't know, because I'm interrupting people who were. I can't remember what I'm fucking saying. Why is it? Because people want you to think the price is going down. Same fucking reason they want you to think all the other sort of shit. Because they need the price to go down. Why do they need the price to go down? Because they're going to get fucking liquidated. Why do they need the price to go down? Because otherwise they'll get fucked, right? And that's why they do desperate ass shit. And you know, if you're going out, you might as well try all sorts of things, right? And then you think that's a high open interest on that particular strike date, when that maybe it is relative to previous price action we've seen here. But I can tell you, it's not that high, right? It's not that high. And like, am I worried about it? No, I couldn't give two fucking shits, because if it was telling me something, it'd have been telling me it here. It'd have been telling me it here, right? And then I'd have confirmed it with like these other off chart things, right? And this head and shoulders idea is like only it's one thing. Like we're in this for like, where's that's doing all right? That's all right. That's all actually good, and that's like fine. You know, is this going to collapse off? Like, not today, right? Not today, my friend. What's the date? That comes in how many weeks? That one to July 16th. That those calls are coming in, if I remember correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4. But a month away. But a month away. Right. Well, there's no urgency over answering that question anyway. And like I say, it's over a month away right now. If I was advocating like taking an option contract, it would be like within 2 weeks to 2 months, and I'd be saying like you've got plenty. Like, reason for that extended timeline as opposed to like 4 days, if the fuck people are like trading nowadays, is because then you can manage your risk much easier when you've got time, and manage your position too, and so if you're trying to judge price action now based on an expiry that's 4 weeks away, just remind yourself you've got 4 weeks of a picture that's not there yet, that you don't know what it looks like, and it would be absolutely ludicrous to be susceptible to the shorters psychological tricks by speculating like, oh shit, I'm anxious, I think prices are going down, when you know what all your other market participants on your side of the trade are like. And you've got charts that suggest like that's absolutely bullshit, that idea that it could go down, right? And don't let people control your fucking thoughts. That's what you say, right? So like you look at that and you're like, ha, well, if they expire out of the money, fuck those guys. That's what you say, right? And then you look at strike price and you look at horizontal support and resistance, and then you look at expiry dates, and then you look at, well, what side of that, of all that, what side of that rich poor divide does it look like you'd like to trade on, based on the charts at the time, right? Now, if you don't understand what I'm saying about that trading on the rich side of the right side of the rich poor divide, if you don't know what it means, that when I say there's no help in rushing to be rich and plenty of wealth and waiting to be right, then you probably haven't visited Tradespotting before, where ends and means, hopes and dreams meet ends and means. So welcome, bing bong, the price is wrong. We're full of rhymes, and when our proteins ain't folding, we get them all right. 216.94, and we've watched loads of videos. We've talked about chat, we've talked about everything, answered some questions and that, everything good. Whoops, I went to the wrong screen. Live scene, yeah, that's me. And what else? Writing to wrongs from Michael Eyre, and in Tea Room, yeah, got that by my pajama. Cheers, buddy. And who else? See, Harriet Jones. When more clue? This is the thing. I can't signpost clues as I'm giving them, but I do later on then collate them all and say, look, I've given these clues on these days, and I've done this on these times, because you needed prompting to start working together, because the nature of the treasure hunt relies on, or doesn't, it depends on your skills, but it's set up to benefit people who cooperate, right? But there is a limit on how that'll work as well. And I can't talk anymore, and that's already enough of a clue. What's a fried Mars bar like? Rate out of 10. It's fucking amazing, the guy asked. Oh my god, I still want a fried Mars bar. Oh my god. It's so good. You know, we tried all different things, like double deckers and that, and Snickers, and like, you know, Wispas, everything. If I'd deep fried everything, but nothing beats a Mars bar. It's so good, the way that it melts and that. Oh my god, it's so good, with chips and that and brown sauce as well. It's so incredible. You might imagine it to be terrible, but I swear to God, it's unbelievable. You've obviously seen something, but not. So that's that. Jiro Culture, Cerebral Bore, or Hill Ripper. These are the songs, Rip and Tear. Any PC gamers in the chat? Any recommendations on a good Windows PC game controller? Fuck, I've got no idea, mate. I just want to know what any of the clues were. I don't care about the answer. You just want to know the clues. You don't care about the answer. How nice. I love it. The treasure hunt is working. So enigmatic. Ain't it just like that? And intriguing. Loquacious. Vivacious. And just a little bit bodacious. I've eaten all of the red out of my watermelon. Watermelon sugar. Wally's World. Oh, there's Wally. Wally's World. I've eaten. Oh, we're at Wally's World now. I've eaten all the red out of my watermelon, and now I have the green helmet on. All right, I'm a reporting for duty, Sir Jamie. All right, excellent. Soldier, that is great. Nice to see you got your uniform on. That is pretty good, and I like the style there. Cut of your jib, young chap. It's fantastic. You're going to do well. In fact, I'm going to immediately promote you to in charge of the platoon. Melonhead over here, he's in charge. Get the same uniform as him. It's a you optional with the Bing Bong t-shirts. You can add that to your uniform, but there's no other piece of flair allowed. It's the watermelon outfit. Sort it out. No red, all green. No red, all green. I see any red in your fucking watermelon. Get out of here, right? You're not welcome, right? I'll actually go on a rant on you, all about you on a live stream. Like, make sure there is shit all red in your watermelons. Not fucking up for that, right? It's just that is a complete and utter cardinal sin. And I want the watermelon properly fucking ironed, alright? Bing bong bar. Setting bull, please. Sorry, PS5. I don't know what's happening. Tradespotting. They're Scottish metal bands. They are Scottish metal bands. Juro, what? I don't understand, Juro. Have I been talking to you before and then that's part of a conversation? I forgot the first half of it. Mr. Bing Bong, when and where do you see us going? I know it's a kind of a hard question. Well, I see when. I see us going up, right? We talked about this months ago. Like, you just look through my thumbnails and that, you'll see where price action is going to go and where the targets are, right? But you're asking bigger than that. You're asking where do I think prices are going to go? And I've decided to stop talking about. In fact, I'm actually not able to talk about that, what exactly I think things are going to go to. or I'd betray a confidence. And that's not to say I now know exactly where prices are going to. It's just that I don't want to do things that I was doing it before in terms of the top side. You know, leaving it everyone else to make their own mind up and their own decisions, because that's what you're going to have to do in life. And I'm sorry, but everybody who was out with me and they were on a fucking baby leash, cutting it. You make your own decision where you sell GME at. I'm owning the biggest company in the world. I'm owning the biggest company in the world. On the route to me owning some of the biggest company in the world, I'll tell you the different prices it might likely go to in and of any one day or week. But in terms of what price it's going to go to, I think it's going to be the biggest company in the world, so you can work that out for yourself, right? It works out as like a lot of money. A lot of money. When do I think it's going to go there? Well, in enough time that I'll be able to enjoy for a long, long part of my life being one of the owners of the biggest company in the world. That's when. When Lambo. Now, there's a different question. We's going to trade these things, and we's going to using options, and then either put that money back into the shares, like I will, or you'll be buying your own Lambos off that, and that, and like, as and when I see like a Lambo making move coming up, don't worry, I'll fucking shout it out and that. And I'll tell you it's not financial advice, but that won't be the signal. It'll be something else. It'll be fucking obvious at the time what I think, and it's not financial advice. I'm not sure you're giving melon head, but I will take some. Everyone's giving melon head to Jeff. It's melon head week. He's like the rules. Master Bilbo legend, how's it going? Lindriel, you're a great guy. Bing bong, the fannies are wrong. You're a legend, rationally irrational. Looking forward to drinking stream later. Cheers. Boom, yeah, so am I. Fuck yeah, especially a Scotland match and then a drinking stream and then maybe another one, but I don't know how that's going to work, and I can't imagine other people want me on if I'm drunk, and I can't speak to them because my Twitter's down. Doom. So see, man on earth, sitting Bill, yeah, go with an Xbox controller. Boom, Wally's World. Doramba. Fancy leading me to Jamie. Doggos are good for spotting stuff. Yo, Wally's World. Whoa, the dogs love watermelon too. I noticed that when I was in Spain. I don't know, maybe they don't over here, but the dogs in Spain fucking love watermelon, like yum 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 yum, and they're really good at eating all the red. And if that dog can do it, why can't you do it? Get rid of that red in that watermelon. It's disgusting. We don't ask about Lambos around here. We ask for Ambos. Yeah, it's when Ambo, mate. We when Lambos is so 2 weeks ago. We're all when Ambo, and if you don't know why, then you're not watching Rocky Outcrop. And if you're not watching Rocky Outcrop, then probably it's because you don't know about them. And if you do know about them, you'll watch them religiously. If you're interested in trading and you're interested in making money, check out Rocky Outcrop. I know that I was under attack from people on the internet who think I'm a entitled cunt. And those people also attacked Rocky. Fuck's sake, like. They know not what they do. Man on Earth, I got the Razor one. That sounds like a cool name. Doberman, Bing Bong equals Timmy equals real. Thanks very much. Doberman's a legend. And they've been around for what feels like a while, but I've only out myself been around since this year, but it feels like I've known some of you for fucking, I don't know how long. It feels like this has been my life, or like, I don't know, anyway, whatever the fuck I'm talking about. Rocky Outcrop, why mask inside with your bro? Do you have cooties? No, just, why has he got a mask on inside? Probably he was at the shops on the way here. What time is it? 5 o'clock. Oh, you'll have been at the shops getting maybe supplies for the drinking stream. Or maybe he's got food and I could eat it. Oh, that would be nice. Anyway, he'll have been in or out of the shops for that, and like, partly he's wearing a mask because he's responsible. There's a pandemic, buddy. Also, not that he needs to wear around me, but he will have just been at the shop as a point, and like, you know, where's Seamus? Yeah, DFE estimated 1.5 trillion market cap, 24,000 per share ish. Yeah, 24,000. You know, 1.5 trillion, right? Well, like yeah, or 2.3 trillion, right? Or that euro minute, and then like, you know, 30,000 plus, right? And then we can talk, right, about where it's going next. Okay. If you stayed for that part of the show, then I'll see you when we're there, and we'll have a little wink together, buddies, and say congratulations, we made it across so much of no man's land. Fair value. Oh, you're talking fair value, Juro. Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, that's not a bad estimation. on a conservative side, you know, and I'd say it was conservative, quite good, like, on terms of fair value and regardless of the squeeze, and in terms of fair value, I'm still want to own GME and will be buying it all the way up to and above $30,000 for that perspective alone, right? You might have a problem with that. You might think that's crazy. Fuck you! I can't wait! So that's that chat, buddy. Why was I talking about that and who was I talking to? Who knows? Yo, stay positive. Big time, yeah, man. Stay positive. When is the drinking stream? At some point tonight, Eddie. I don't know what time it is, Britain time. Dinny Kane, man. Whenever Rocky and Cosmics have got it set up, that's when it is. Rocky's here. Hey, Wambos. Hey, there he is. Great plan. So he's behind me in a second, so he's in the other room. So I'm going to say hello. What I was also going to do was... Bum 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 bum.
You've got your mind made up.
This is Reynaldo Moreno, right? Reynaldo Moreno. He's Reynaldo Moreno on YouTube. Alright, this has only got 203 likes. That's a fucking crime, mate. That is a crime. Why has that not got 20,000 likes? This needs to get more likes. Everybody needs to subscribe to Reynaldo's channel, right? It's fucking awesome. Listen to this song. It's like so good, you know. And if you're a GME or an AMC holder, and there'll be a couple of hundred in your chat now. If you've not subscribed to this guy, subscribe to this guy. Jeez. So
Ain't nothing to see. Wondering why I'm smiling, looking like I'm dumb money. See, I've earned my chips, screamed in pain, all the while fighting your denial like I don't have a seat at the game. I guess I'm deranged, but I'm gonna hold. I've been down much longer than you have been gone.
I've hit in the credits by mistake.
Keep on paying no mind. I'm setting up mine. Best believe I know my hands are diamonds. My future is shining. My hands are diamonds. Never bet against me. Yeah. All that money you spent to hedge your bet, but your mistake is my take from my play against your greed. See, I know you tried and conspired your degenerate ways on full display. It's a shame how foolhardy. I guess I'm deranged, but I'm gonna hold. I've been down much longer than you have been gone. Keep throwing chips in. You know in the end, this hand's deeper than your money. Fool, my hands are diamonds. Our future is shining. My hands are diamonds. Never bet against me. Yeah. My hands are diamonds. My hands are diamonds. I guess I'm deranged.
freaking amazing. So there'd be some nice re-entries for you, that, wouldn't it be? Ooh, that's that. Oh, we've got some more nice ones. Well, I might have to listen to that on my own. Tune out listening to that one. Oh shit, I might be not even Ronaldo, and then I'll get done for copyright by somebody who might not be friendly. Where is this thing? Ah, surely. It's not, that's Pink Floyd. They definitely do, mate. Right, aye, so what does the price action remind me of? Right, love yous all, thanks so much. Yeah, Diamond Hands, Ronaldo Moreno, Diamond Hands, legend. Check it out, subscribe, check that channel out, subscribe to that legend. I mean, or don't, but like, he's such a nice guy. Like, you'll be, like, honestly, and he's really talented and entertaining and a nice dude and that, and like, deserves so much success for being who he is. Such a nice guy. So I'd definitely recommend checking him out and showing him some love, because I fucking love the guy. And I've never met him, but I know I do. Right, big love for Ronaldo, wherever you are right now, which may be in chat. I don't notice. There's so many messages. Right, why am I still looking at that? I was also going to end stream and see where Rockstar is and what's going on. Wasn't I? Was I going to? I was going to. That's gone off. That must mean that okay, cool. Well, that's enough of that right here, right now. Lots of love. Well, I just checked on the first time today. This is crazy, lol. The non-volume, you mean? I suspect you're talking about the there ain't no volume, but there ain't no volume like a something volume. Yeah, volume on a quad witching day too. Volume's like so if you want to know more, tune in for Rocky later, or is it the drinking stream, or is it the drinking stream we're tuning in for later, or is it a market close, or what is it? I don't know. You're going to have to follow Ricky on Twitter and keep up with his updates and know what's going on. I can't help with mine, unfortunately. I'm stranded from that sense. But yes, so check it out with the old Rockstar if he's on later and whatnot, and what time he's on at, and at some point I'll be back today. It may be getting drunk, and if so, wow, after such an emotional week, what'll it be like? Well, probably be interesting, right? Probably be a lot full of love, like it always is. Those drinking streams are brilliant. Okay. Love yous loads. Love yous loads. Thanks for being so good to me, everybody. 410 viewers, brilliant. And probably likes and stuff. Oh, Bing Bong, the fannies are wrong. You're a legend. Rationally, yeah, we got that. Thanks, mate. You guys are the legends. This channel's all about the audience, right? Like, truthfully, I was literally making videos about short interest and open interest and how to trade, and that 67 people subscribed, and I'd been not doing it for every so often, doing videos for a year, and then covered GME and that. And people are like, I kind of like this guy. And then when that was such a big boost to me and my self-identity, thanks so much. And anyone who takes it, they'll never be able to bring, like, ever in the net positive, no matter what anyone could ever do, never ever affect really, compared to how amazing that you guys all make me feel by being so supportive. Thanks so much. Thanks, guys. And if you like and comment after the stream's ended, this is part of the problem the guys for YouTube told me, right, that I get quite significant amount of off-site traffic, right, which would normally be good for the algorithm, but a lot of my subscribers don't watch every video, right, or they only watch an average of 7 to 9 minutes because they're like looking for something specific and they know how to find it and that. So then when you're and then we speculated that that people who are doing that, their behavior is also that they don't like and comment because they're only here for 7 minutes. They haven't watched all that much and they don't know all and that, so they don't. But if you just like come along and like and comment, if you watch the thing and you like and comment, even if it's 7 minutes, that makes like a huge difference to the stupid algorithm. So like if you like and comment after videos, right, and I also try to respond to comments most of the time when I've got time, when I'm not under assault, and anyway I've been deleting a lot recently because they're just abusive ones, right, so just get deleted, right, so that's a waste of time, people doing that. What I was talking about? Liking and comment, liking the video, obviously when you're live it's easy to do it, and you're not going to ask you to come back after I've uploaded it just to do stupid ass shit or whatever, live your life in that. I'm just saying, if you do find yourself here, even if it's after a live video, if you hit like and subscribe, then, or not subscribe, well yeah obviously, but if you hit like and just say hello, right, especially if you say GME, That helps when people are looking for Jamie, and then more new people find me. Which, if that's what you want, you can do that. You don't have to do that. Cheers, Harriet Jones. Cheers to you. You're a legend, Harriet Jones. The all of the artistic creativity behind the Bing Bong T-shirt. Those are the graphical skills of H Jones in chat there. So give a big welcome to H Jones. She's the one. If you've got a Bing Bong on your chest, the design and the creativity behind it was born within Harriet Jones there in chat. So you are wearing literally her imagination, and a very good one is to Rex Racer legend. Tickle the algorithm. Give it a wee tickle. Yeah, so I was supposed to say that shit. Like, thanks very much. What I was going to finish on? There was something I meant to talk about today that I was gonna. No, covered that. I think covered everything. Cool, yo. When I'll go. When I'll go. Rocky's when Ambo, and you can be assured it's probably every 5 or 7 minutes. And down here it's when I'll go, and the answer is probably fucking. I don't know, it's like the dark side of the moon on the algo. And when algo, we did it, guys. We nearly got close to as good as Outcrop. We're the Doomslayers, and over in Rocky, it's the Outcropticians. And sure, we're all the same fucking people, but that's not the point, right? Over there, they have over in Rocky's chat, those fuckers over in Rocky's chat, they've got when Ambo, which is like, damn, so good, I wish I'd thought of it. But it's so appropriate for his chat that it's like cool. And then over here we've maybe got when algo, like can maybe you two give me some fucking algo joy, buddy. Anyway, have a great weekend, yeah. Have a great weekend. Hope you get time to spend it with your family and those who love you, and that you have a nice time. And if you're not around those people, you will be soon, mate. Everybody's going to want a piece of you soon, I'm telling you. Bye. Buy and hold. Buy and hold. Buy and hold, buddy. Buy and hold, baby. Buy and hold. You fanny. Buy and hold, you fanny. Buy and hold, you fanny. None of this is financial advice.